Nah, I mean, it's just dumb film.
Sure is.
Everybody, just so you know, Specs is online right now. Miles is online right now. Scribs was online. I don't know if he's still online, but we just carried on the argument from a couple of weeks ago about Etu and Thierry Henry. And Specs is living in his feelings. We're hoping he clicks through at any time because he will come with that same. Bro, that's not funny. Energy.
Stop laughing. This is a debate. That's all I'm saying. This is a debate.
He said, and let me know in the comments if you agree with this. He said that Modric was the best player in the world because he won Ballon d'Or. Let me know which year Modric was better than Lionel Messi in. Let me know which year Luka Modric was the best player in the world in. And for that matter, Pavel Nedved.
Have you listened to Tunde yet? I probably don't know who Tunde is, you know.
Is that Manchester goon rapper, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Specs has voice noted back a voice note I can't listen to rather than come in.
Oi, do you know what's pissing him off? It's Miles, I'm telling you.
I know, it's always Miles. But then Miles came in and said, he even won MLS. Bro, come on.
Yeah.
Chill.
Yeah, he can't.
Who is that for?
Miles, man.
Miles is the worst arguer.
Then he's tagging me. I'm like, no.
Yeah, he always does that. Someone said in the comments the other day, they said, Skits looks like he's in love with Geordie. Whenever Geordie says something, it's funny, Skits will be like, yeah, Geordie, man. And I watched that back and I was like, he really does. But then Miles, whenever he needs to make a point, we go, Geordie.
I don't like being that guy. I had a dream that shit. I had a dream, yeah. I had a dream that I backed Miles in a beef. But watch it now. We was in a dance. I backed Miles in a beef. And we've left the dance now. And then Specs is killing Miles for me backing him.
Yeah. Well, that's it, though, yeah.
See, no, mate, it felt, yeah. I was dreaming about it.
Specs is still having one in the group. He's now typing. He says, Tigo, I've sussed what you do when you're cornered. What? They didn't say what. Do I go on live on fucking the Filthy channel? Is that what I do when I'm cornered? Fuck's sake.
Where is he, man?
He's angry right now. He's doing up angry.
I want to say, Geordie, why is your moustache still not going back? My moustache is back, man. It's just not prevalent.
Yeah, it's there.
It's not prevalent on live stream.
Unless you got a dark lip. It's there, I can see it.
Got a dark lip too, yeah.
How's your weekend? Did someone here just said, didn't Modric beat Messi in the World Cup? What an answer. What an answer.
Oi.
Yo.
You won this weekend.
Why did I win, Jody?
Because you put your face shot on the gram. And I saw what you did. You saw it was on the gram gaining good reception. So you said, let me take this to Twitter.
Yeah. Even though you look terrible.
I never posted on Twitter. I thought, you know what, let me just give Twitter
Nah,
some
don't worry,
man.
Someone made a good comment. They said your mum took that photo, but she did.
Oh, I can't hear Tigo, man. Is Tigo speaking? One second. Let me come back in. That's it.
Yeah, man. He needed that boost during quarantine.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
Someone said it was that Sharky.
Very good.
Sparky,
by the way, his name is Sparky.
I don't think I did anything. I literally can't remember my weekend. Yo.
Can you hear me, Maz?
Yo.
Can you hear me, Maz?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can't hear Jordy.
Yo.
I don't know what this is. Man.
Now then.
Yeah. Hey.
What you saying?
Are you where I think you are?
Yep, cuz.
Say no more. What you saying?
Nothing, man. Just waiting for Pep to get back to me so I can figure out how to work out with the shit, cuz.
Do you want to apologize? Oh, no. When Specs gets in, you're gonna have to apologize to him, Scribs.
What?
You riled him up.
Nah, fam. I stand behind what I was saying. I'm not even listening to the voice notes. I've been doing the technical shit, but you know what? I'll admit that I'm biased, firstly, and secondly, I'll admit that Henry isn't someone that I often go and research. So I'm just going off my own feelings.
Yeah, I know. I know what it is, and I get it. Like I was saying to you, like you've had this argument with people for years. I just think actually a lot of it is like you're an expert at winning that argument and not actually like it's not based in reality necessarily.
It is based in reality, but it's not based in hindsight. It's just based in feelings that were going on during the whole madness, but not looking back at it. All right.
Well, I need you to apologize.
I'm not going to, but I hear
Specs.
you.
Scribs wants to apologize.
Specs, I'm backing you. Specs.
But wait, one second. I'm not finished. I'm not finished. Cool, bro. I'm not finished. First of all, who was that guy?
He was that guy in the ends, yeah. Like he bullies the youngers, he sends man shot, but then you see him out of ends and he's getting bullied by man that are bigger than him, and it's just like, yo,
how?
Man for your
Scribs, now you're disrespecting the whole prem.
What you said?
Now you're disrespecting the whole prem.
Oh, it's Henry and it's Arsenal. I don't care.
Okay, well, just say that then. Say you're doing that.
No, it's the truth. Domestic rudeness. When it comes to European accolades and him being that guy on the biggest European stage, he just wasn't doing it, fam. He was just a club. He was a club domestic rude.
Apart from the Champions League, the World Cup, the European Cup, the Champions League final, all of those things.
No, I'm only talking about club because
Yeah.
So I'm conflicted.
Is my audio messed up?
No, it's not you. It's someone else.
Hey, listen, don't blame me for shit I didn't do. I told you this already, buff man.
I'm pretty sure I'm in the Virgin Media broadband situation. Everything's moving super slow, but you can hear me, so
yeah, we can hear you. It's whoever got it and it's shuffling.
I'm at studio, so
I think it's hold on. I think it is Scribs though. Hold on.
I think it's Miles.
No, it was Scribs.
Oh.
Scribs, your phone knows you're chatting shit, mate.
Oh no, Miles is frozen.
Miles is frozen as well.
Why is he even here? He's got nothing to say for this argument. Every argument, anyone here can have an argument. Yeah, can you hear me? Is it?
Oh, Scribs, man, you were doing so well, bruv.
Scribs, you're back now,
guys. Hello.
Yes.
What's going on?
You back? Yeah. Back? Yeah, you're back.
Is it better now?
Yeah.
Is it better? Yeah. So I have to turn off the Wi-Fi. Yeah, go on.
Everyone here.
Hey, Specs.
Everyone here can have arguments.
Specs, you can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Specs.
Hey.
Scribs, you need to jump out and jump in.
Who, me?
Oh my god.
Can never. My internet is banging.
Everyone can argue. Specs, go on.
Everyone can argue. Send voice notes. 3 minute, 2 minutes. Say their point. The only one that can't argue is Miles.
Miles is a cheerleader.
He is a cheerleader. Tigo. That's what I'm saying. I hate that, man. I hate that. That's what gets me upset. I don't mind. Listen, I don't mind being proven wrong, you know. But like I said to you, Tigo, remember Tigo, yeah? I'm an Arsenal fan, innit? So I've backed Henry. When I came on Sophie Live, I said to you, Tigo, I just watched a documentary on Etu. Remember? And I said, bro, I had it in real because I'm watching Prem football and I'm focused on Arsenal as an Arsenal fan. I'm looking at Henry and I'm like, wow, best of all, no one could chat to Henry. But there was other players doing their thing that we didn't know about. We didn't when Etu was carrying Mallorca, nobody cared, Tigo.
I would say speak for yourself, obviously, because that 2000 era, that's when I'm proper on my football stuff. So you're not bringing me new information when you say this stuff,
right? So people like Miles don't know Nadal.
They don't know.
He doesn't know.
They don't
but
know.
He wants to be cheerleader and talk like man's talking rubbish here
with the pom poms.
You didn't see him at Mallorca. When he was at Mallorca, he went Bernabeu. Etu did the goal, that Henry did for Arsenal, he did that for Mallorca at the Bernabeu against Real Madrid, and he was playing for Mallorca at the time.
You weren't playing Winning 11 and Pro Evolution.
He wasn't playing with Fabregas and these kind of ballers. He had one good player.
You went out here,
Or two, maybe. No, one.
And I would love for Miles to defend himself, but he seems to have frozen again. Instead of that, though, I will say that doesn't change the facts, though.
He's bling
And
bling.
I do think that you're working in a lot of things that aren't facts.
Me?
Yeah.
What? So when I'm saying to you that Etu's got more career goals than Henry,
Yeah.
that's facts.
I put it into another group chat and I have the alleged stats right here.
Who's winning?
You want to look at it yourself?
Wait, let me get my glasses. Wait.
It's not that far off, you know.
Big man, I can't see that.
Thierry Henry has 50 more assists and 13 fewer goals. Average goal per game is 0.45 to Henry, 0.46 to Etu. I don't know if that includes the time in America, the time in Russia, the time in all the random countries.
Whoa. Tigo.
Who's making this noise now? Is it?
It's him.
Who's him?
Power. James St. Patrick.
No, that's fine now. Go
Hey,
on.
fucking kick me out.
Miles, are you going to say something? You're back.
Miles ain't here. Yo.
What's going on? What's going on? You got the tidy up or something?
Miles, you're at home, bro. Use the iPad.
Yeah, Scribs. I don't know what your sound is, Scribs. Like, sounds like
me?
someone's chewing something or something.
Is it me?
No, it's
I'm at
Scribs.
studio. The thing's
Yeah,
chilling.
Chris, go in the studio. Use the Mac.
Have you got a Mac there?
Yeah, but I'm using the thing on it, innit?
What?
I'm using Logic.
I can't argue that.
I don't know if I can launch that.
I came here to argue, Scribs. You're delaying me.
Yeah, it sounds like you're opening a packet of crisps.
I came here to argue, man. What's this?
So your arguments. I mean, just those stats alone, they don't necessarily back up anything you've been saying, do they?
What? Saying that he's the better Etu's the better number 9.
That he's 1/100th of a goal per game better than Thierry Henry, but 50 assists worse.
No, but the thing is, remember, is I'm not saying like obviously Henry's
Connection.
Yeah. Huh?
You're in, Mars. Can you hear us?
Okay,
Go
cool.
on, go on, talk.
I'm just saying, like, Henry obviously was
Better.
but this is my thing, This is my thing, innit? This is my. I've always said this, and people don't agree, but I don't care. I think
You do care.
there's too many different types of forwards, right? Would you agree? So, for example,
Too many? No.
all right. So, for example, when you look at Aubameyang and Harry Kane, they're different, right?
Yes.
Because one's a forward and one's a striker.
Well, one's objectively better than the other.
No, but
It's not hard. It's not hard to make that distinction. Just because they're different doesn't mean you can't divide them. You can combine them to divide them. Who's better, David Beckham or Robert Pires? Completely different players, same spot on the pitch.
that's why. But this is what I'm saying. Comparisons. We need
Suarez Lewandowski.
Yeah, I think the comparisons need to be closer to the type of players instead of just making it broad. This is the problem I think we're having. Maybe Etu should be compared to someone that's just like him, that plays in that position his whole career.
Maybe to
One
suit
thing
your
we know-
very niche argument, which, by the way, that hasn't been your argument today.
No, but that's what I'm thinking now. Because
You let Scribs get in your head, and you started saying stuff like Thierry Henry's domestic and he can't do this and he's never done that. When the facts can back you up, but that was just you trying to use Scribs and use emotion to try and drive home.
No, but what Scribs said is I said, but what Scribs said, I said weeks ago. So I'm disagreeing.
Which was what, that he was domestic. They never did it in Europe against big teams, or never won a Champions League, for example.
Again, the whole winning Champions League things, I don't think it's fair to point out one man. I'm trying to stay away from that.
Okay, so how are you going to say he's domestic
No, I'm just
because what part of Scribbs' point was that it's Thierry Henry's fault that Arsenal didn't win the Champions League. So is it one man's fault that he didn't win the Champions League?
So that part of the argument you need to stick with Scribbs. I'm not going into that. But I would say, Tigo, it was just Arsenal where Henry was the sick number 9. Just Arsenal.
It's the only place where he played number 9, apart from at France as well. But yeah, apart from when he played in New York, that's the only place he played as a striker. But even then, he didn't really play as a 9.
I don't want to hear nothing about America. I don't want to hear nothing about America. I don't want to hear nothing about. I saw Javinko score a goal from the halfway line.
But just because a manager says, and by the way, you're talking about Barcelona, a team who legendarily sign players just for the ego of it, get them and go, I don't know where to play this guy. Just because one manager decided he should play on the left, that should change how good of a striker he was. Because Aubameyang is better than Lacazette, but he plays on the left when Lacazette plays up front. Please help me out.
Well, when I was looking at some people talk about tactics, people were saying that, and I said this to you, Aubameyang is not a natural number 9. This
right.
is
but he's still a better number 9 than Lacazette.
Based on what? Based on what? Again, you're going to talk about goals, isn't it?
I would say every metric. I think Lacazette's a bad. But
to the way Arsenal the way Arsenal play right now,
four straight managers, 4 different systems.
Yeah, and they all prefer Lacazette as the number 9.
Hey, there you go. But who's better? But I'm asking you a very basic question.
I hate Lacazette.
Okay, who's better?
I think Aubameyang's better, but
okay, then.
But that's goals. If you ask me who's the better,
exactly. You've made my point for me. You've made my point for me. No, you've made my point for me, Specs.
Let me talk.
Go on. I'll show how you made my point.
If you ask me who's the better football player, it wouldn't be Aubameyang. Lacazette is the better football player.
He's shit as well, though.
Bro, but it's like I said to you, it's that. What are we talking? You have to be.
Okay. So let's do this. Lacazette scores fewer goals, plays up front for Arsenal. Aubameyang scores more goals, plays on the left for Arsenal. Right? Accepted?
Yeah, of course I accept that.
Okay, now let's talk about Barcelona.
Yeah. Henry was on the left.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah. I'm not comparing Henry and Etu. I'm saying why won't Henry? If the manager didn't like Etu and had beef with Etu, why was he saying I have to start Etu centre forward rather than Henry?
Why did Arsenal start Lacazette over Aubameyang, Specs? This is what I'm saying to you.
Because Guardiola. Ask Guardiola who's one of the best number 9s he's worked with. It was Etu.
Okay.
Etu was the best number 9. He says this.
Right.
But he didn't like the guy.
Okay.
So for me, if you bought someone from Arsenal who was sick at number 9 and you got a striker there that you don't like, surely you just play that player there and put Etu on the bench to play someone else in the wing.
Surely what? Aubameyang and Lacazette. Do the maths. It's right there in front of you.
No, but that's not the same.
Why is it not the same, Specs? Think about it. It's exactly the same. Etu couldn't play over there. Etu couldn't play over there, Specs.
Etu's not playing centre forward because he's the better footballer. Etu was playing centre
because he couldn't play there.
And let me talk, bruv. Let me talk. Etu was playing centre forward because he was the one that was banging.
And because he couldn't play over there.
Over where?
On the left.
But he played. But in Milan he did.
But he didn't under Pep Guardiola, Specs. This is what I'm saying. Your fact falls down. It falls down. It doesn't make sense.
So you're telling me that
I'm saying you use it as an argument if you can't find the synchronicity in any other team where one player's played out of position for a better player.
No, but
for a worse player.
But Pep tried to play Henry centre forward and didn't believe in it.
Okay, again, we're doing this. Do you remember when I told you Matic played in midfield and you said I didn't watch Matic? Yeah, we're doing this again. Are we going to say you're going to give me anecdotes about trying Henry up front?
I've seen Henry play up front for Barca and not be effective, Tigo. That's facts.
It's not facts.
Well, this is what I'm saying. This is now you're arguing. now you're arguing. I am telling you, Henry, Barca tried to play Henry up top. They tried it with him. They tried it with both guys.
This is the dumb. Let me just explain what Specs has done here. Specs came in today and said Henry, Etu's better than Henry.
Number 9.
No. Again, You drove into the field. You drove into the field. You started talking about how Modric was the best player in the world to try and prove a point, which was terrible. Specs, how much are you going to regret saying that Modric was the best player in the world?
No. How
much are you going to regret that? How much are you going to regret that? Because we've had this conversation before.
Tigo, you said he was the best player in the world. I said
2004, yeah.
I said prove it.
Yeah.
You didn't come enough.
No, but he was. Prove what? How do you prove one player is the best player in the world? I was there. You were there.
When Modric won Ballon d'Or.
Your door's open.
When Modric won Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
Was he the best midfield in the world that season?
Ballon d'Or's for best centre midfielder in the world.
Okay, best player that season.
No.
So who was?
He was never better than Messi. He was never better than Ronaldo. He was never better than Wright. No, he wasn't, Specs. No, he wasn't. Stop it. Stop it. It's a howler. It's you have lost it. You have lost it.
I got you.
No, you've done no such thing. We've had this conversation before. Jordan Henderson is about to be player of the year.
Who?
Jordan Henderson.
Because he's been amazing.
Best player in the league.
Credit.
He's been the best player in the league.
What? Henderson?
Yeah.
Why not?
Better than Van Dijk. Better than Mane.
Okay, what's your question?
Better than Kevin De Bruyne.
Who votes? What, this season? Who votes?
This season, yeah.
Tigo, who votes for Ballon d'Or?
Players and managers.
So what? Are you telling me that I should believe you rather than the players and managers?
I'm saying you got a little more sense than that, Specs.
You're telling me he's telling me Kevin De Bruyne was better than Henderson this season.
He was better than Henderson this season.
These times De Bruyne was injured for time. Like, this is not what you're doing.
Who was better? Who was better?
De Bruyne is a better player.
Who was better this season?
Yeah, this season
you're now saying to win, to try and prove that Eto'o's better than Thierry Henry, right? You're going to deny that Thierry Henry was the best player in the world in 2004, despite it being across the world. Most people know this.
Was he?
And to win it, you're going to say that Jordan Henderson is the best player in the Premier League this season. So to try and win this argument, this is how low you've stooped. You're going to say this right now.
Right. This is right.
Answer.
This is how I look at football. Yeah. This season, Henderson in midfield. Now, you're gonna say De Bruyne is better than has been better than.
Let's talk about Mane. Let's talk about Mane.
What?
Mane.
But Tigo, I don't decide who's going to be better. I just accept what player gets it. So if the players and manager have said, no, you know what, it's Henderson, well, how can I argue?
Terrible.
How?
Terrible.
Why? Why argue?
That's Specs. This is terrible.
But why argue? They play with him.
This is terrible.
The players play with him.
This is terrible.
I don't understand. We're spectators. We're gonna see it way further than they do. So why else would they pick Henderson? Why? Answer my question. Why would they pick Henderson then? You can't answer.
Specs, this is terrible.
Tigo,
mate, Ryan Giggs won it when he was not the best. He was nowhere near the best player in the league.
To who?
What do you mean to who? He was not.
To you or to...
No, he was not broke. No, and this is the thing. If we're just going to say everything is totally subjective and completely independent to the person who's making the decision, then there is no point arguing about anything.
You know what? Do you know what I've noticed? Do you know what I've realized? Yeah, Tigo, I swear to you. You see, when I have an opinion about a player,
yeah,
and you meet a player and the player tells you otherwise different, it's very hard to argue. You know why, Tigo? Because they play with that player and they're in a different, like, you know what I mean?
Do you think there's a Liverpool player that would tell you Jordan Henderson's been their best player this season?
See, I don't know.
Better than Van Dijk? Better than Mane? No.
I don't think so, but I have to trust.
So then let's
I have to trust it.
I'm disappointed, man.
I've got to trust it.
You're doing a lot, which you're going to regret. You're going to regret this.
What, Henderson? Like, you're talking like Henderson shouldn't even be there. So you're arguing with players and managers, Tigo.
Specs, you're going to regret this.
I know, but you're arguing with players and managers.
Specs, you're going to regret this.
This is what I'm saying.
This is terrible. Miles, Miles.
Tigo,
No. You're the person who got Specs riled up with the MLS talk.
Of course. Because he's an idiot. Bruv, he said that Modric, he had the best season, so he deserves the Ballon d'Or.
Well, he didn't. He said he had he said he had the best best season as a central midfielder.
Yeah, that's what he plays.
Which made him the best player in the world.
Yeah.
Tigo, I told you in the group, he's rattled. He's going off tangent.
I would rather listen. I'd rather listen to players and managers rather than Tigo and Miles.
Like Tigo said.
Trust
Varane
me.
got there, and Jordy, this is what I said. He's gonna go off tangent. He's gonna make jokes, and everyone's laughing at Miles. Stick to the football facts. Stick to the facts.
You stick to the football
on
facts.
track.
You ain't brought nothing to the table.
Stay on track.
You ain't brought nothing to the table.
He brought something to the table. That's not
Which
true.
is what?
Spence.
Which is what? Licking your ass.
No, you remember what he brought. No, you remember. You remember what he brought to the table. You remember what he brought to the table. It's the thing that set you off. It's the thing that riled you up.
What? The fucking getting mashed.
No. Did that rile you up? No, when he brought up Thierry Henry's final trophy.
You know what he said? Hey, crowd, you know what he said?
LOL.
We're having this argument in the group, yeah, just before we come on live. Miles comes on. Next, don't forget the MLS. Who gives a fuck about Major League Soccer? How can you
friends?
Brandy Wright Phillips is playing there. David Villa is still playing there.
How many people know about? How many people know about?
What's his name? Liam Ridgewell. Get out of it,
because of Henry. Get out of it, man. Henry's elite.
He is elite.
Off his boots.
He is elite.
Jordy.
As Arsenal fans, we think that's the guy.
Jordy, one sec, Miles, one sec.
Tigo. 1 sec. You had a howler. Pep Guardiola used to play Messi as a full summer 9. That's for one. You've had a howler. And secondly, Etu used to play on the right under Pep Guardiola. He used to play on the right as well.
1 second. Jordy, did you put those stats in the group? Can you put them in the group?
Put them in now.
Cheers.
But just because he scored a few goals, scored a few goals, a bit more goals than Henry. He's nowhere near Henry's level.
You know the problem is?
I don't care what you're saying. I don't care.
As Arsenal fans, we wasn't watching enough football in Spain, Italy, France, and Germany. This is the problem.
I was watching enough football.
No, you wasn't. No, you wasn't.
I was watching enough football.
I know you wasn't. No, you don't even remember. You don't remember players I bring to you.
How can you tell?
You don't remember players I bring to you from back in the day. You don't remember.
I watched.
Watching football.
Hold on, one sec.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't mean. So what? You play football manager now.
Etu was the better number 9 than Thierry Henry.
So I watched. Hold on. I watched Arsenal versus Inter Milan on YouTube yesterday, 5-1. Do you remember that game?
I do remember that game.
Of course.
You just.
I loved Edu in that game. I remember that game.
Just go and watch Thierry Henry in that game.
Yes. Wait. Tigo.
It's on YouTube.
Because Edu was class in that match.
Why are you talking about Edu?
Because he was class in that match. That's what I remember. Because I'm talking based. Because I'm talking on my memory. But I remember other players as well.
But
you don't remember Henry banging in the hat trick.
I remember other players, bro.
But Specs.
Shut up, man.
The idea that people didn't watch as much La Liga, as much Bundesliga, whatever. Again, you can speak for yourself on that. Thierry Henry, that was against an Italian team. And he did it against Spanish teams. He did it against German teams. He did it against French teams. Did it against Champions League existed. It was all right. Champions League existed. Yeah, okay. You don't. You've done it again.
No.
The man was almost 50.
This is your champion. I'm gonna attack him. This is your. I'm gonna hit him with the chair.
He's got one leg, and him.
Watch this. You know what? Okay. Let's do this.
Shut
up.
Man.
Let's do this. All right. Watch this.
Get to Arsenal.
Okay.
Buried us.
Okay.
The man came back off a retirement and scored against Leeds and bailed us out and scored against Stoke 2-1. Arshavin, you're having a howler, you fool. You're having a howler. He's our king. He's nowhere near Henry. Etu couldn't do that in the Premier League.
Etu, according to these stats, which by the way, Jordy, I have to say, I don't believe these stats. I don't believe whoever made this graphic.
Tigo.
I don't know whoever made this guy did the appropriate research necessarily.
Let me tell you, from the minute I messaged in the chat, I've only been here to stir.
All I want to say is, whilst you lot are arguing, Miles cares about Henry scoring goals against Philadelphia Union, Real Salt Lake, Minnesota United, DC United, Portland Timbers, New York Red Bulls. New England Revolution. Sounds like a
You're
film.
going.
Dan Jose Earthquakes. Colorado Rapids. Chicago
Jordy.
Fire.
Talking about Henry when he was
Columbus
30,
Crew.
35.
Kansas. Vancouver.
Talking about
And FC
35. Henry.
Cincinnati. This is the teams you care about.
Old man. You're talking about old man. Let's go to when they was both in their prime. And Samuel Eto'o is younger than Henry, and he still didn't even come to his elites. He didn't even come to his level.
Coincidentally, I watched France versus Brazil 2006 World Cup quarterfinal yesterday.
Bring him with you. Take him with you.
Full 90 minutes on YouTube. That was fantastic because they were both teams were fucking shit. France was scared of Ronaldo. Brazil was scared of Henry. So France played flat four: Sagnol, Abidal, Thuram, and Gallas. Brazil played a flat four of Roberto Carlos, Cafu, Juan, and Lucio. Now Cafu got forward a little bit, but they were so scared of each other's strikers that they just gave no space whatsoever. Thierry Henry was drifting between the lines. First 20 minutes, Brazil had him on lock. After that, Zidane and Henry, the way they worked the ball between the lines was just Brazil couldn't handle it. And then Henry scores back post volley, not necessarily the best representation of how great of a player he was. But you actually watch that game and you see how Thierry Henry made teams play and how Thierry Henry drifted between, pulled out left, pulled out right. Up front for France that day was Malouda and Henry. Malouda was basically playing wing, but every time Henry would drop in, Malouda would go ahead. And it was just these players following Thierry Henry around. They couldn't handle it. And I think there is a what you're saying, you're still talking about that Scribs kind of argument, which is very... Scribs has been arguing with Arsenal fans for so long. It's like he's got these lines ready to go, but they don't actually make sense. Thierry Henry was internationally recognized as one of the best players in the world. And in my opinion, in 2003, 2004, the best player in the world. And Eto'o was just never... at no point in Eto'o's career was he ever the best player in the world. And I think that is significant.
Never.
He's African.
Never.
I know what you're saying, but even between me and you wouldn't say at any point he was best player in the world.
And this is my point. My point is now, as I'm getting older, I'm 26. As I'm getting older, I'm looking back at life. Yeah, I'm starting to realize, like I lied to myself. This is what we need to start doing. That's what I'm saying to Miles. Miles, go and watch old football, and you start realizing, right? I overrated a lot of things.
Shut up, man, 'cause I was watching
Especially
Jordy, he just contradicted himself, Jordy. He just said there was no period that Eto'o was ever the best player in the world. But there was Henry.
But being the best player,
when was he ever better than
the only players that
I
I knew were the best in the world for me at the time was Ronaldo and Henry, because I never cared about anyone else. I never cared.
But that's a dominant period. That's a period of time where you would, apart from Zidane, you would say that era was pretty much dominated by three or four players as the best.
But I was wrong. That's the thing.
Well, no, you weren't wrong. There were players that were great at that time. But again, you're not wrong, because you'd be wrong if you said Eto'o was better than Ronaldo.
No, of course not.
Yes,
of course. So, and just like you're wrong to say Eto'o's better than Henry.
Ronaldo was
Eto'o was great, but he wasn't better than Thierry Henry.
No, but when I'm being specific here. Number 9. Jordy, I've said this from day one. They don't want to add that part in. Number 9, just that number 9 role.
But again, I disagree. because Thierry Henry could do more, you're judging him based on the fact that he was able to do more. If he played straight number 9 from the point he starts scoring in his career, if the Arsene Wenger and the multiple French managers all said, discipline-wise, do not pull left, do not drop deep, play as a straight number 9, he would have done all of that. And if you go back and watch his career, go and watch the goals against Inter Milan, for instance, and just go, yeah, there's nothing this guy couldn't have done in that front three.
Exactly.
Go on, Jordy.
Yeah. Who would you put Rooney up against then? Because he played everywhere.
See, this is my problem. I believe, in my opinion,
Scribs is terrible again. Your phone is just not happy, Scribs.
No, it's working to you. I can't hear it.
Oh, you're back. Go on.
Again, I'm not like, obviously, I'm not a United fan or anything, but for me, I think Rooney is a number 10. Personally, would you not agree?
I agree.
So-
Okay, who else is? Just give me 3 number 10s that make up that position then.
No one answered.
Now, in football today or before? In general,
Before, yeah. Or now
Is
as well.
anyone talking or is it just
I'll say
me?
Bergkamp and Zola.
Scribs can't hear us.
The crowd don't want Scribs
Am I
here.
even involved in this?
Scribs can't hear us. Scribs can't hear us.
Ah.
All right then, Specs. Give me 3
Can't hear
number
anything.
10s.
Zola, Bergkamp. What, and now?
Firmino.
Not necessarily.
Totti?
Okay, where does Rooney rank in that four? Bergkamp, Zola, and Totti.
Oh, Zidane?
Where does he rank in that 5?
Fucking hell.
Ronaldinho?
All right, you're making
I-
it hard for him.
I wouldn't say Ronaldinho's a
Okay.
number 10. No.
Hold on, let me just make sure I've covered all number 10s.
Who's he talking to? What's going on here?
Scribs, you're having a. Can you hear any
Is
of us?
anyone
Miles,
ignoring me?
can he hear you?
I can hear Scribs.
Yo, can
You can hear
Can
me,
you-
Miles.
yeah? Only he can only hear
Why is
you,
everyone ignoring
Miles.
me?
Miles, tell him he needs to jump out. He
His
can't
mouth's
hear
moving,
us.
but there's nothing coming out.
Scribs, you need to drop out and drop back in.
Alright, cool. Do you know what? I'm
Okay.
going to drop out and not drop back in because this ain't working for me.
You're such a scumbag, Scribs. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
We love Scribs.
Specs.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're doing the Rooney thing. Who, by the way, you want? Yeah, we won't go there.
The crowd are screaming caca at you.
I think
Let me tell you something about Kaka. Go and watch Brazil versus France 2006 World Cup quarterfinal.
It was terrible.
The worst.
Tigo, let me just say to you this though. Let me just tell you this now. That Brazil in that tournament, right, was not the Brazil we know. Especially when they play Ghana. Especially when they play Ghana.
It was a dying Brazil.
That was
Yeah.
a terrible Brazil team.
They had is Gilberto Silva at the end of his career.
Gilberto left back.
Roberto. No, they had Roberto Carlos played left back.
Okay.
Roberto Carlos played left back, Cafu played right back. One who I thought was going to be terrible in that game actually played really well in that game. He made a mistake early on, but actually he was pretty good overall. I never really rated him.
Did Juninho play in that World Cup?
Juninho played in that game, started. He was the first player to get substituted for Adriano. Yeah.
Big guy.
No, I agree. But at the same time, that team did have, like I say, Cafu, Lucio, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho. Adriano came off the bench. That's 06 Adriano. Rubino came off the bench. Rubino looked sick when he came on. So it's not Brazil as we know it, but it's still a decent Brazil. But then the France team had fucking Pascal Chimbonda on the bench. It had left back was Abidal, who did not look great in that game. Sangyo, who did not look great in that game. Ribéry, who was 22 or whatever.
It was just a lot of people's last World Cups.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
Look, this is a perfect example, yeah? See, like Rooney, yeah? I think Rooney was sick. But when I look at Riquelme, for example, when I watched him play, yeah? It feels like Riquelme was levels. I don't know why. Is it because he's English? And I don't know what it is. I don't know. I just don't know.
Rooney is regarded internationally the way that English fans regard him. He's respected as one of the best players of all time around the world.
Of course.
But was he as good as the best players in that position around the world at the time? That's the question.
I think he was better than Riquelme, yeah. I don't know if he was better than Zola. Maybe. He probably was.
My Rooney bias is
I don't think he's better than-
my Rooney bias is through the roof.
Huh?
Where does Rooney rank in that 6 we mentioned before then? Because people in the comments saying he was the second striker. Yeah. He was kind of a main striker at times in his career.
He wasn't a main striker alone.
He was the main striker when
There was one season when he
when
scored 30
Man
goals.
United were at their best, though, right?
Was he?
Tevez right, Ronaldo left, Rooney up top.
I don't know if that was right. I feel like it was Rooney
I
that
think
dropped.
after Ronaldo left.
I feel like that was Rooney that dropped back to accommodate them.
I need 2 weeks. I need 2 weeks of coursework. There's a debate.
Rooney had one of his best seasons after Ronaldo left. And he was up top. He scored a lot of goals.
He's tough. He's tough to place as a positional player.
Exactly.
But if your question, Specs, is was he actually as good as you thought he was? The answer is yes.
Of course he was.
Again, he has a lot to prove that, including that Champions League, including all those Premier Leagues. He's Man United's top goal scorer of all time now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got that before he left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, he played central midfield, he played attacking midfield, he played off the striker, he played up front. He is one of the best players of all time. He just looks wrong.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's the same with Henderson.
Yeah,
I
no,
hate the way
Henderson's sick, but he's
But I
not.
think he's sick.
He's not best player in the world. Sick.
I would, you know what? I watch him here and I'm like Henderson, you're a fit. Like even that Barcelona game that you watched where Liverpool won 4-0, Busquets on the pitch.
I don't think a single Liverpool player played less than an 8.5 in that game.
Okay,
I think Alisson was amazing. When Wijnaldum came on for Robertson, they pushed Milner to left back. Both those players had 10 out of 10 games, and Wijnaldum only played a half.
That's the thing. I don't like the fact that Henderson plays better than Busquets and Milner plays better than fucking Alba. I hate that.
But I read an article on The Athletic this weekend, and it's a new series by their tactical analyst, and he said he's doing a series where he revisits the great performances of all time, looks at them and goes, were they actually as good as we remember them? The first one he did was Jack Wilshere versus Barcelona. And he was like, let me look at the numbers statistically, let me analyze it, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, the first 10, 15 minutes, no, he was terrible. After that, unbelievable. And he's listing all these moments, this moment, this moment, this moment. And if you go on BT Sports YouTube, you can watch a compilation of Jack Wilshere in that game. Busquets, Iniesta, Xavi, they're all terrified of him. They're terrified of him.
He's dropping shoulders for days.
And you read the analysis, they're like, right, at one point, they start pushing Messi in to pick up Wilshere. Wilshere's got no respect for them whatsoever. Every time he's dropping shoulders, turning, pushing the ball left and right. And you actually watch the highlight. It's on. Everyone go and watch it, because Jack Wilshere is one of the big disappointments in a similar vein to Ravel Morrison. Are
you saying Wilshere had a better game against Barcelona than Henderson had against Barcelona?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that one game can be one game.
I'm saying that performance.
But it's possible he did that. That performance was unreal.
It was unreal. He made Xavi and Iniesta look not average, but he was on par with them. He was on par. It wasn't, brother. I knew he was class when Fabregas was saying. You could see Fabregas talking to him and telling him where to go and where to pass, and it was like the communication between them two in the midfield was unreal. It was unreal.
I remember when he was very young, Arshavin told me he was the best player at Arsenal when he was very young. He said Wilshere is the best player at Arsenal.
See, that's levels. That's levels.
I think, I mean, I'm a big Wilshere fan, especially I love technical football, of course. But Henderson, because I don't feel like he's technical, he does other stuff that are way more effective than just being technical. So that's why I feel like
he's got a good engine. He's got a good engine.
He's got a good engine. He's a leader. He's
sick. He's sick. He's not the best player in the league, though. That's a different title. We have to have different titles. Hardest working.
He might be the best. I don't know. He might have the best leadership skills. I don't know.
He might do.
Let's be clear. Player of the year doesn't mean best player in the league.
What does it mean? Best player that season?
Yeah.
So when I said that about Modric, why was you laughing?
He wasn't the best player that season. He wasn't the best.
Okay, cool.
And again, Jordan Henderson is not the best player in the league this season.
He wasn't.
But again, that's subjective. The term best is subjective, isn't it? Because we don't know.
I don't know. There is a degree to which it's not subjective, though, because otherwise we wouldn't say Messi's the best. We wouldn't say Ronaldo was the best.
See, I think this one is more than just the eye.
Okay. It's behind the scenes and shit. Because he goes to primary schools and says and sings with kids and stuff like that, isn't it?
Well, it's not us that vote, so it's clearly more than just the eye.
That's what I'm saying. So I can't argue if that's what they're looking at.
No, I personally don't rate individual awards in football anyway. I think they're pointless because your awards are there on the pitch. I don't rate individual awards. Period.
I hear that.
And I feel the same about music awards. I feel the same about film awards. I feel the same about none of those things to me are significant.
But let me be honest. When I watch Henderson play, I'm never like, wow, it's boring as fuck. Like he crosses from the center of the pitch
Listen, when I watched some Liverpool this weekend just because I read a lot of statistical stuff, a lot of tactical stuff. I was like, let me watch it. It reminded me why I couldn't watch them most of last season, man. They were just crossing every time they got halfway line.
No, I can't lie. Klopp's football is fucking bullshit, man.
It's effective. It's very effective.
It's very effective, but it's just Henderson, Robertson.
Love the diet, isn't it?
That's why I'm so glad. I'm not even just being biased because I'm an Arsenal fan, but I'm so glad they didn't go undefeated because our football specs was way better than theirs. And
under Arteta or Emery?
Arsenal.
No, I'm talking about 2004.
Yeah, I'm just so glad because if it's a representation of the immortals, it has to be more than that kind of football. Their football is just cross. Like Arsenal could do everything. Our team, we had everything that 04
But watching a lot, like a decent amount of football this weekend, which I did, and Euro 96 has just gone up on the ITV hub apparently. But 96 football has got to be completely like a different universe to football now. But watching a lot of the football from like 2006, 2010, 2012, which I was watching this weekend, and then watching Barcelona versus Liverpool, the football that is effective now, it's ugly, man. It's beautiful. It's beautiful because when it works, it's like flowing water. But it's so systemic. It's not in no individual performances. It's just all about everyone's done what they've been told to do at all times. It kills me, man.
That's true, Tigo. Because with Liverpool, for me, they don't really have. This is gonna sound mad. They don't have that standout player. It's just like a team effort. Everyone's doing their stuff. Everyone's having great moments. They don't have that standout like dominant figure other than like midfielder. They don't have it. Every Premier League team that's won the Premier League, bar Leicester, has had a dominant midfielder, an absolute beast.
Leicester had Kante. And Morris.
Huh? No, I'm talking now, but I'm thinking about like the Vieiras, the Lampards.
Well, Kante is definitely in that. Kante is definitely in that company.
No, I'm talking about a dominant figure, like a leader.
Like Kante.
Kante's not a leader. Kante's not a leader. He's a great DM. He's not a leader.
He leads by example.
Yeah, but he's not a leader. He's not your man's. He's not a man's man. He's not gonna rile his team up.
He's not a man's man. That's nasty.
He's not.
It depends
on
you.
Kante in the same breath as Roy Keane and Vieira.
But you can with Jordan Henderson though.
Yeah, you can with that guy. Yeah, that's different levels. You can, but yeah, I don't know. This Liverpool team, they're gonna win the Premier League, cool, but it's not. It's just the football's not that great for me. Pep Guardiola picked that football.
You lot still look for football though, because where do we see that?
Pep Guardiola, Man City.
No, it's rare. No, they don't. It's all system there as well. Honestly,
the football's amazing.
What do you see now? What you see is like individual brilliance.
So again, when I'm watching football from a few years ago, like it's weird because in a lot of ways it's negative. They don't trust everyone with the ball. Like 2006, 2010, they didn't want centre backs getting the ball. They didn't want fullbacks on the ball really, unless it was with a first time cross on the overload. Players weren't really trusted with the ball. It was only a specific number of players per team who they would rotate the ball around. Now it's like everyone can play on the ball and everyone's pushing out, like showing outside, and like the system is so robotic that you'd think it would make it better, but actually it kind of just, it's like you say, the lack of individual inspiration of like Zidane, watch Zidane drop a shoulder, get between midfielders, open the game up. That I struggle to see that now.
That's why I miss Wenger, man. That's what Fabregas said. Fabregas said, working under Wenger, it was like go out and express yourself, go and learn, go and do what you know what I mean. And he'll be patient until you express yourself. All that is all gone now, man.
Yeah, and it's improved. It's improved. Like football's better. Players are fitter. They're technically better.
Yeah.
But it just what it's done is it's played into the hands of the coaches and the managers, and it's not a better product. And this is the thing as well. Like when I talk about Champions League knockout games and even like Champions League games in general, so much of it is just teams trying to understand each other. It doesn't make for great football. And it's the same with World Cups. the amount of World Cup games you watch, where it's, especially knockout games, it's just two teams going, I know how to not let you play. Can I score and not let you play at the same time?
See, that's what I'm saying. That's where I'm saying I don't see football. But what I look for now is individual brilliance. So I like watching. Like when I see Mahrez playing, I'm excited. When I see let's say Sané, I look for them to just make the game better for me.
Yeah,
it's true though, isn't it? Because if there's a 1-2 on, they're gonna dummy the 1-2 and try and take you on. That's true. And Guardiola will be switching, but they're still doing their own thing.
Yeah,
they'll take risks.
Yeah. Take risks, yeah.
Yeah, there's not. I don't feel like there's a lot of like that Neymar. The reason people love watching Neymar, the reason people love watching Hazard. Hazard will pick up the ball and say, "All right, this is my game now." Hazard won't pass, then drift into exactly the space that the tactics board said he needs to move into, and then up there. And someone here says Bernardo Silva. Yeah, Bernardo Silva, just a pleasure to watch.
I like watching Kevin De Bruyne. I just think the way he dictates pace of the game is brilliant. I love watching him play.
De Bruyne could play anywhere on the pitch, I reckon.
I love it. He does through balls from the halfway line. It's amazing. Around defenders and stuff.
And it's a shame. It's a shame because I think we'll adjust. We'll adjust to the fact that football is so tactical and system based now. It'd be interesting to see how Pogba adjusts to this new system style of football, because I don't think he ever did. I think Pogba always wanted to play his own game. I think he always wanted to be the free man. I don't think you can play with a free man in the Premier League in 2020, 2021.
Got his best football playing as a free man in Juventus. Yeah. When he was a free man, that's when he got the best out of Pogba. That's why he's flourishes for France, because he's got these beasts behind him. He's got Matuidi and he's got fucking Kante. He can do what he wants.
Someone here, ad filling skills, says Bruno is overrated. That is the biggest try-hard take. Ad filling skills.
Why?
That's the most try-hard take. He hasn't played a bad minute for Manchester United.
Just ask him why. What's his mouth open for ages?
Not one. And Jordi.
Just ask why. That's it. They're done.
That's
Yeah, like someone here's mentioned Liverpool versus Atletico Madrid. If it wasn't for the stakes involved in that game, which were obviously win or go home, that's a terrible game of football.
Tigo, that was one of the worst games I've ever seen.
And is that not exactly? Is that not why away goal is here?
Yeah, no, absolutely,
exactly.
You know what that was, Jordy? That was telling your team you're doing a coaching session with year 10s, but you ask year 11s to be the defensive team,
attack,
and they attack. That's all that was.
Yeah, but that's what Simeone did. We knew he was coming with that game plan.
Liverpool should have won though. Liverpool should have won. They hit the bar. They scored first. They've dominated them. Absolutely slapped them. Once Atletico took off Diego Costa, they lost their shape. They absolutely handed the game to Liverpool. It wasn't until the extra time when they brought on another striker that they actually were in the game again. Other than that, they should have lost like 4-1.
When I saw Morata sprinting, I said, "Yeah, these lot are tired." He looked fast. Bro.
Morata's a fool. Morata ain't a fool, man. He turned it up. He's a fool.
He was meant to be one of the best in the world at one point.
Where's Thomas Lamar?
He's at Atletico, but it's not working.
Atletico Madrid.
Do you remember when Arsenal were like, they wanted him and they outpassed us?
Well, remember, if they could have got Sanchez to go to Manchester City, Lamar would have gone to Arsenal. But they couldn't get him to go to Manchester City.
I'm fed up of black French guys going to Arsenal. I'm done. That's the truth. I'm done. I don't want to see that no more. And he looks like Lacazette, so I'm not on it. Man.
I think he's going to switch now. We got a Spanish manager, so we might see a lot of Spaniards coming through the door now.
So I found out that Lacazette is a 4-4-2 striker. So when he was at Lyon, he played with, I think, Fekir. Is it Fekir?
Yeah.
Yeah, Fekir was on the right.
And then the season before, he played with NG, the one that used to be at Tottenham.
Boat.
Yeah, Boat. The guy that looks like Bolt. So probably Lacazette is a man that can't. He's never, played alone but up front by himself. He usually is the one that plays with someone right next to him.
That's not going to work for him at Arsenal then.
This is what I'm saying.
It hasn't worked for him, Jordy.
Is his contract up at the same time as Aubameyang?
No.
21. He is. Because he came when? 16? 5-year deal,
He came
no?
before Aubameyang. He came the year before Aubameyang. 6 months before.
And Aubameyang signed a 4-year deal, right?
I feel like Lacazette's contract expires at the same time.
It could do because we got Lacazette 1 year before Aubameyang came.
I feel like if that was true, we'd definitely be hearing about it on a massive scale.
No, it was part of the Aubameyang conversation. 2022, nice. 2020. According to Transfer Market, it's 2022.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know if Transfer Market's accurate, but yeah.
Who said that? Someone said something. Oh, extreme. They should start signing South Korean and Japanese players. Who? Arsenal.
I think he's saying. I think he's saying that with the system style football, that all teams should start to sign players like that. But I don't know if you guys noticed, but Liverpool actually did in January.
Yeah, they did.
No, listen. I watched Japan against Belgium the other day, and they weren't shit. Where they were popping it.
Yeah.
They play
They
football.
got energy for days, bro.
I play Inui. INUI. He was.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, Japan have always had players. There's something that stops them from taking that next step.
I'll never forget Shinsuke Nakamura.
Those free kicks.
Baller.
Broke my
He hit
heart.
them from far. He can hit them from far.
You know what? Celtic have had some serious Hall of Famers, man.
They have, yeah, they have.
Yeah, they have.
They've had a 3.
Nakamura, Van Dijk,
Henry Larsson.
Wanyama.
Hall of Famer?
No.
Yeah, he's from Kenya.
He's barely played for Tottenham in the last year. No one even talks about him
Oh,
anymore.
he's from Kenya.
Hey, Wanyama, do you know who his manager is? Henry.
What? Who?
Wanyama.
What do you mean he's manager?
He plays at Montreal.
Did he go?
Yeah,
Oh my god. He's in America.
yeah.
Who's gonna win the MLS?
They didn't even know. They didn't even. Fuck you. Fuck you.
I did not even know he. When did he go?
He went in the summer. No, in Jan. Quietly.
Did he announce it?
Quietly. It was just like a little tweet. Thank you for everything.
A tweet.
He's in Montreal. Bro.
You know his brother. You know his brother is Jordy.
Who?
McDonald Mariga. You ever heard of him?
Champions League winner.
Yeah, McDonald Mariga is Wanyama's brother.
Fuck off.
Yeah, you told me that, Specs.
Yeah,
You told me that.
terrible.
I think you told me that still.
So I'm
But yeah,
just
they
looking at the Montreal squad. Oh, they got Rod Fanny.
Tigo.
Wow. Yeah.
We're talking about Major League Soccer too much today. Miles, look what you started, bro, man.
Yeah, man. Henry manages them. They got someone else, but I forgot who.
So Henry's gonna win. He's gonna win as a player, and he's gonna win as a manager. See, accolades.
There was a
Can't stop him. Can't stop him, man.
Henry is a
Henry's
bad
just-
manager from what I hear.
Yeah, of course he is.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I
matter.
heard. Yeah, I heard he's a
Do you know what? Do you know what they said about him at Monaco? Yeah, he used to get angry at the drills, then he'd play and twine everyone up.
I told you, players don't like that, man.
Oh, Christ.
You know what
Bojan.
it is, though?
They got Bojan. They got Bojan. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, crowd.
Have they got motion? I was just looking at the squad and didn't see him.
You know,
Bojan is a flop, man.
Yeah.
Fam,
Yeah.
I blinked and he was 29.
Huh?
Like I remember he was 17. I blinked, he was 29. His career flew, bruv.
He was
Him and Ibrahim Afellay.
shockers.
oh, Afellay, Barcelona.
Oh, you could go through. I mean, Delafeu, again, good career, but not who they thought he was going to be.
What about
Ibrahim Afellay, they
what-
signed him though, didn't he, off PSV?
Tigo, I was even looking at him just on Foot Manager. He's like 24, 25, no? He's young.
Yeah, and he turns it on every now and then as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. He does. He's one of Watford's best players.
Would
He
you
was
take
very good against Manchester United.
Would you take him
No,
out?
Liverpool.
Dude,
On the left.
100%. I'll take him on that. Yeah. He takes on players, Specs.
He's 26, boy.
He
20.
takes on players. He gives fullbacks trouble.
He
He's a very
just,
good player.
he just turned 26.
Cause I'm on
He's
it.
good. Delafeu was good.
I know what's going to happen to him, though. He's going to move to Celta Vigo and see out his career that way.
I don't know though. One thing I rate him for is he's taking competitive moves in his career. I feel like there've been easier options for him when he's moved. Everton, he was
Boys,
he was okay.
Was
Wasn't
that-
his
he was
fault
at
at Everton though. Yeah,
He was at Barcelona, Delafeu, yeah?
yeah.
Yeah.
boys, Liverpool have got a secret. I found out they didn't tell us. Do you remember when they bought Aspas?
Iago,
Yeah, Diego Aspas. Striker.
That is the worst signing in the Prem. Worst.
yeah. No.
Oh, but he was on fire. Where was he last year?
I wasn't Aspas didn't he score like 20 goals for Celta Vigo last year?
Yes,
Tito.
he's banging
He
that.
was on fire.
He bangs in Spain.
Bang.
From Liverpool, and he was Solanke.
Aspas was a guy.
But you never know though. Literally, watch that Barcelona Liverpool game and look at how good Divock Origi is, and then think about what people thought he was a year and a half before that.
Yeah, that's true.
When Origi come on the Euros, he was a serious player.
Mhm.
All
He
I
looks-
see,
He looks fucked as well. I don't know what it is about his face.
why can't he start?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Like, I don't understand.
Firmino's there.
Do you think he needs to leave Liverpool?
He plays in Mane's position though.
He can play Mane's position, yeah. But he's not better than Mane.
Let me just check Origi quickly. Hold on.
Divock Origi.
Let me just check him.
What, his face?
It's true though, Specs. He's very good for Belgium though.
No, his country.
Him and Lukaku are a problem.
Oh, allow me, Jordy, allow me, bro. Allow me, man.
Hold on.
Didn't he sign a new contract when he got back in the team?
Yeah. It's Kenya, isn't it? Can't be Congo.
Kenya.
Kenya, yeah.
Hey, George, you know what I done yesterday?
Go on.
I sent you a video of blocks from NBA, innit?
Yeah.
So I'm watching all these blocks, chase downs. I typed in chase down blocks. I've got 40-minute blocks. Sick. All of a sudden, I see Mutombo career blocks.
Oh my god.
I'm watching it, and then I
Mutombo.
see an interview with his accent. I said, wait a minute. Jordy, you never told me he's Congolese.
No.
I didn't put it together. When I'm hearing Mutombo, what?
That's his thing.
Jordan,
That's his thing.
Jordan. But you know what he said? You know what he said to Jordan? You know what he said to Hugo? I've been blocking you for 7 years. You got one dunk in 7 years.
I've met him.
What?
Yeah.
You met Mutombo, T?
I met Mutombo on the court before a Oklahoma City Thunder game in Manchester about 7 years ago.
How the fuck did you call me, boy?
I got a photo with him.
Legend. He lives in Birmingham.
What?
Is he?
What?
That would explain why he's in the UK all the time. He does a lot of transitioning African players into the NBA.
Let's go and see him. Man. We've got to go and see him, man. Mutombo.
Have you ever seen his trainers?
He's
No.
got Mutombo.
Adidas
He's got trainers.
Mutombos. Adidas Mutombos are hard, yeah.
I'm gone.
Right, cool issues. Adidas Mutombo. Adidas Mutombo. Oh, Tigo, man. They look like wrestling boots.
No, there's better ones than that. There's low tops.
They look like Hot Wheels cars, fam.
Yeah, they're terrible. No, they re-released them with like low tops. Basically, they just took because it's got like that African print on the leather. They took that and put it on a low top. They re-released it about, like I say, 6-7 years ago. Yeah, they're terrible. They are terrible.
Everyone asking about Jordan Doc. We speak that on Tuesdays.
Yeah, Jordan Doc's a Tuesday thing because not everyone has time to watch it. I
do.
Yeah, it was a highlight. I'm sorry, everybody.
I haven't watched the new ones yet.
No,
When did it come out, Jordy?
last
Today.
night.
Today.
Yeah, I ain't watched them yet. I'm gonna watch them. I'll watch them by tomorrow.
I can't wait to talk to you about it.
I'm excited. Space Jam, baseball, his dad, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
I'm looking forward to it.
There's
You know what I
one.
love about
When you not watch it, let me know because there's one bit I cried at.
Okay,
Like-
yeah, I'm watching it tonight. I've got my sister now. I'm trying to do different things to make days of the week feel different. So on Saturdays and Sundays, I won't watch the shows I'm watching during the week: Sopranos, Mad Men, etc., etc. So I watched the film Shotters yesterday. I watched loads of football on YouTube. I watched wrestling on YouTube. I watched the film Ready Player One, one of the worst films I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, that's like a gaming film. Sorry.
Terrible.
Shocking.
People are asking about 6ix9ine here.
Go on, Jordy. As a rapper, weigh in.
What do you want me to say, man? He's a snitch. But we saw this coming, no? We didn't see this coming?
Of course.
Yeah, this is just how it plays out.
I think he's...
My thing is...
This was like we're watching a movie in real life.
Yeah. His life's a movie. And
I think this is a test. I think this is a test for a generation who have grown up as black music being the predominant force in like entertainment and media. Were you listening or were you listening?
Someone said, so Jordy, you wouldn't snitch now.
Let me just bring in a snitch.
Leave me alone, man. I wouldn't join a gang. How about that?
Well, there's the thing, right?
Exactly.
And let me tell you something. If you're listening or you're not listening, but one of the two is the case. 6ix9ine was roped into joining a gang. He used to sell chopped cheese out of a bodega. He was a nothing guy. Roped into being in a gang, be the mouthpiece of a gang, bring some money in, blah blah blah. We know the story. These guys treat him like a little bitch, bang his girl, extort him, blah 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 blah. All of that happened. Yeah, that's great. He was shooting up Barclays Arena.
Yep.
He was jumping out of cars in Southside Chicago, asking for like gang members to come out and fight him, get into gunfights with him while on his phone filming it.
Mm-hmm.
This guy was asking people to take charges on his behalf. He was asking people to violate him. He was asking people to violate other people. He was, whether or not he was built for it, blah, 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 blah. He was quite happy to cause hundreds and thousands of people to be put in prison for major sentences on his behalf because of his actions.
Yep.
Now I see a lot of very wet people because I got a DM about it from somebody who watches the show. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. You can learn on this one.
Hold on, T.
Go on.
Before you say what you say, he DM'd you and said he's speaking low-key facts. That's what he said, yeah?
He said he was speaking low-key facts.
He DM'd that to me as well. But guess who he is, Specs and Miles?
Who?
The guy that DM'd you, Specs, saying Miles is acting like a gal. It's the same guy.
So I'm acting like a gal because I'm listening to music on the timeline, but he's a snitch. But he would snitch.
He thinks that 6ix9ine was low-key speaking facts because he snitched on someone that wanted to kill him.
Yeah, see.
And here's where the connection falls down, right? 6ix9ine used snitching as a weapon against people that he considers to have betrayed him. Now you snitch, it is what it is. I've known snitches in my life. I can explain to you why, but I don't associate or connect with snitches at all. I don't live a criminal lifestyle. I've never really lived a criminal lifestyle. I've never been engaged in that sort of thing. But I don't. Once I know someone snitched or ratted on their friends, ratted on their people, I don't associate with them. It is ingrained in me. It's where I grew up. It's how I am. I don't fuck with snitches, right? This guy he's 24 years old and everyone's allowed a second chance, and he fucked up and he did all of this. This guy was going out of his way to tempt people to catch cases, tempt people to be criminals, to have a case on his name. And this is a guy that he'll tell you now he was never about it. Now he was never a criminal. Now he was just acting a part. He was playing a part. Now, okay. So now you've used snitching as a weapon. You've torn your people down. You've destroyed what was there. You were trying to snitch on Jim Jones, by the way. Don't think that he only snitched on people that were trying to kill him, and he was only snitching on people that were trying to bang his girl, because the police don't work that way. He was trying to put people's names in who never did anything specifically to him. He was just throwing names out. So he was just trying to drag people down because he's a little fucking prick. He put himself in that situation. He got extorted. He's a loser. Blah 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 blah. Now here's why I say, either you're listening or you weren't listening. You go back and listen to that. You go back and bang his tunes. You go back and watch his IG lives. You're making a statement about yourself and who you are. And as far as I'm concerned, if you can't tell the difference between someone who comes out and says, yeah, I snitched, I'm a rat, but I was never part of it, and look at what they did to me, and someone who actually just weaponized his information, tried to pull as many people down as possible, and actually was responsible for trying to destroy the lives of so many hundreds and thousands of people during the time he was out at 24 years old. That's you. That's you. You lot watch it. You lot listen to it. I'm not on it.
Nah.
Do you?
Never really was a fan of his music. So.
And the music's not good enough for any of this anyway.
Yeah, it's not for me anyway, but he's a snitch. I'd never fuck with his music ever again anyway. Before I'd give it to half a listen, but now it's not getting nothing from me. No energy, no reception. For me, quickly, like Tigo said, like people say, oh, you're a snitch, you went to the police. The only people I think that could have the authority to go to police is law-abiding citizens.
Yep.
People who are not in gangs, people who affiliate themselves with the streets, people who don't portray themselves as a gangster. So if anything happens to them kind of people, they pay their taxes. They're allowed to go to the police. That's what the police get paid for. And they can tell and let them handle it. Let the authorities handle it. But you can't be in a gang and saying Treyway and saying all this stuff. And like Tigo said,
look at this question from Joe Niem. So you're saying you're a snitch if you listen to 6ix9ine. Separate the art from the music or no?
No.
Well, no one said you're a snitch. I just said you're a snitch lover. You're a snitch affiliate. You're a snitch sympathizer. That's something I don't associate. I don't relate to. That's who you are. That's who you are. Just let me know. It's cool. Do you? That's fine. I don't care.
Because he's still going to be talking all this crud on I'm a guy at the gang. Bro, it's all lies. I don't care. It's lies. You're a snitch. You're a liar. You're not about that life. When I
a lot of rappers aren't about that. I feel like again with rap music we lost that. That's gone. That whole you have to be about the life to rap about the life. That's gone. And that's sad. It's sad that that's gone. But now what we're talking about is we're talking about a few degrees away. And I think it's important that for the authenticity of what we grew up listening to and the authenticity of what we grew up around, the people we grew up around, and we could list names. You get nothing out of that. It's at risk. Man. It's at risk to a generation who don't seem to understand what snitching means. I'd snitch too. That's cool. Even just admitting that, right, I could either do life in jail or I could go home. I would snitch. Okay, that's one thing. That's a completely different thing. None of you lot claim to be gangsters. None of you lot are running around south side of Chicago going, come on, bloods, come and get me right now. I'm right here on Instagram. Like, none of you lot are doing that. None of you lot are trying to go out of your way to get people who actually are in that life, for better or worse, for good or ill,
Casanova,
to catch cases, to be in trouble. None of you lot are trying to do that. So you saying you would snitch? That is what it is. Like that. I don't even judge you for that. Listening to him now, I judge you for that. Go on, Jordy.
No, I was just gonna say Joe Niem is going insane in here. He said Dread Pusher, Tiger, Travis have never been about that life, but you lot listen to them.
About that life is a different conversation.
Yeah.
Again, you're projecting. You're like, what does Drake say? He's about a life.
Or does he say
what do you know about what Pusha T's about? Like, you don't know any of this stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
We know stuff we're talking about now. We're talking about a guy with paperwork. I remember when Alpha Mega. Do you remember a rapper called Alpha Mega?
Yeah.
Who was with T.I.
Yeah,
he had bangers with T.I. It came out, paperwork dropped on him right as he was about to blow up. Because he had songs on T.I.'s King album. Alpha Mega was about to blow up. Paperwork surfaced, disassociated. The guy's career was done. It was done in one day. Because it turned out he was a snitch.
Yeah. I'm not talking about 6ix9ine no more.
No. Fuck that guy. Listen to him if you want. That's calm. But it's a representation of you. Go on, Space.
I just want to say, I want to give an L to every gang in this world. I'm tell you why.
Fuck you, no.
No, I'm gonna tell you why. I don't give a fuck about none of you guys. So I'm gonna keep it 101.
All right, well, I'm coming. You go.
So basically, what I don't like about gangs is it's too easy to get in. There's no induction week. There's no, you know what? Let me scout and see what he's about. There's none of that. Just come. Day one, you can ride out. Then as soon as something happens and that person snitches, you got a big problem. Check your fucking mirrors.
Yeah.
You know, this is the problem. Don't check the mirrors. I look at 6ix9ine now. I look at him. He can never be my friend.
No.
Never.
Never.
But the way he looks, I'm on it. My spirit doesn't take to him. His hair's the same color as my jumper.
No, I agree.
All these people he snitched on or whatever, they can't be upset. Why did you recruit him? There's other Mexicans you could have recruited.
No, they knew they were recruiting a weak guy. They knew they wanted someone frontline who they could exploit. Like they knew what they were doing, and it fucked them over because they tried to kill him and it failed. Ultimately, if they kill him, it's a different story, right?
Oh, yeah, that's one of my fears. My fears now is like, you know what? This guy might get killed now because of all this madness.
Well, I read some stuff and they were like, look, the people that he snitched on, they were chances. They're not. That's not a serious operation. Most of them are gone now. Like that operation wasn't so serious that it's like, whoa, he's in trouble, and there's blood oaths in Sicily that are going to make sure this. Like, it's not that deep for him. But there's obviously a lot of people out there who are massively offended by what he's done and how he's done it, and maybe he's still at risk. He had to move, didn't he? They found his address straight away. He's already had to move. I'm
not gonna lie to you. I was in his life. I went in there because I just wanted to see what he was gonna say. It doesn't mean I'm supporting or I just wanted to hear what is really going on because I haven't really been keeping it. I don't listen. I think he's one of the worst artists to ever touch my ears.
It's terrible.
I think he's terrible. You know what I mean? But I thought, let me go in there. And I heard what he was saying and I bounced. Obviously, it doesn't mean that I'm supporting the snitch campaign and all that, but I understand why some people might go in there and just be a bit nosy to see what's going on.
Well, I went in there.
You're right.
I need to see what you're saying.
If you know the story, you're right. I agree with you. If you know the story and you continue to jump on the bandwagon, then yeah, you're a snitch lover. It doesn't mean you're a snitch. No. You're a snitch lover. That's true. I have to agree with that. You can't.
You've made a decision. You've made a decision about your life, and that's the decision you made.
Yeah, you condone that behavior. I don't condone that behavior. Where I come from, we don't condone it. You don't tell on your friends. You don't rat.
If you're doing that shit yourself,
yeah, that's what I said. If you put yourself in that position, you don't rat. That's it.
And also, once you've done it, fuck off. Just fuck off. Yeah. Don't come out here talking about rap because what you got is you got a generation of lost people who can't find the context, whose lives have never crossed over into a situation where they've had to make bad decisions or had to make decisions that will put themselves in jeopardy, and they start going, yeah, but I would, but you ain't think you're not talking from a position of knowledge. You're talking from a position of complete self-interest.
There's a very good question here. Someone asked me if as a DJ, he makes bangers. Are you still gonna play him? Very good question. I always get that question.
Never played him in the first place.
Do you know what? I did play. Do you know what happened? You see that tune Gummo?
Yeah, Gummo.
Nicki Minaj one.
I heard it and I was like, this is bullshit. Then I heard it in a club and I see the reaction. Now, as a DJ, if you're DJing at a party and the crowd want that, would I play it? And I gotta go study this 2 weeks. I'll be back 2 weeks, man.
Someone here said, talking about T.I., he's the same person who has 2 felonies but never spent a day in jail. First of all, he has spent a day in jail, but also there's one thing making assumptions, and I've made the point that I think there is a separation of this generation from the last in terms of how it handles this stuff. But we're talking about Alpha Mega, we're talking about 6ix9ine, we're talking about people with actual paperwork. What was that battle rapper we watched the other day?
RD Boom.
He's not recovering from that.
No way.
He was on stage, they pulled out paperwork and said, here's what you snitched on, stop rapping about what you're rapping about. Because here's the paperwork.
Lies, isn't it?
Lies.
It's all lies, isn't it? I see someone do that before him. Was it
Charlie Clips?
Who? Charlie Clips. Yeah,
Charlie Clips. No, Charlie Clips' dad did call.
His dad was meant to be a snitch.
Allegedly, cooperate. Yeah.
Allegedly.
A lot of people.
Loaded Lux brought out the papers, I think.
No, T-Rex first, then Loaded Lux.
Yeah.
A lot of people talking about the views. I'm not necessarily interested in the views. I think, look, he's what is he? His heritage is from Mexico, right?
Mm-hmm.
He connects with dual language music fans. There's a massive market out there for his music, and he's always had that ability to draw big numbers because of that dual language elements of his music and him connecting in a different way, which was, that was great marketing. That was a great thing to have on your side. The numbers don't impress me because ultimately a lot of people are clicking there to be nosy to see what's going and what he's doing. And we'll see how it lands. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, he's from Mexico and he screams the N-word. That's another thing that, from a generational perspective, I've never felt like that's something that should be tolerated.
He's not the only one, is he?
He's not the only one.
Yeah, any Mexican I hear they use it, so I'm like, allow putting 6ix9ine on that.
I just think this is a generational thing. I don't think it was always the case. A New Yorker from Mexico, it's wild. But it is what it is. And I think someone here says free Bobby Shmurda and World Boss. We'll just stick to Bobby Shmurda. Listen, Bobby Shmurda is now like the redemption story. And I think a lot of hope's been put on Bobby Shmurda to come out and be like, I rode the case, did my time. Rowdy didn't eat it. And, I'm out and here I am. And I'm the anti-version. Because Meek Mill's trying to be the anti-version of him. But then, I think that's a bit try.
Yeah, I want to ask you some questions.
Meek Mill, do you know? Because at first I said Meek Mill should shut up, but he explained it well, and I understand his point.
No, he's right. He's right. I think he's a bit old to be that guy.
He's a bit old, yeah.
I think Bobby Shmurda. There's a lot of pressure on Bobby Shmurda to just be that guy now.
He said, "I sat in jail right now. Like I sat in jail for too long for this to watch this guy, and it was a snitch that killed Nick."
Yeah.
I want to ask you a question. I want to put us in a situation because obviously we're from the streets. Obviously, you lot know that 10 years I was a bad boy in my ends. Ago, you know what I mean? I was in jail and all that, so I ain't gonna tell you about my season. But so imagine this, Natigo. Yeah, we're all in the car. We're going to a party. All right, and Miles decides, you know what? I'm feeling brave. In case I see the guy that I blocked on Twitter, I'm gonna go and bring my gun. But we don't know. We're in a car. So we're all going Shoreditch. We get stopped by police. Miles, don't run. Miles, don't run.
You scared him. You scared him.
Run. I'll wait. Guys, school team, I'm gonna wait.
He doesn't always come back in these situations, though. He's back. He's back.
Is he back? Bring that back. So Miles has got the gun, right? But we don't know. So we're in a car going Shoreditch. Miles has got his own agenda in his head. Yeah? So we're there cruising, pumping a Young Jeezy, of course. Fuck Motivation 101. Talk about it after. We get stopped by police. They want to do a search, whatever cool. We get search, whatever cool. They find, a gun in the car. Yeah? Now Miles says, they ask whose gun it is. We're like, we don't know. Miles says he doesn't know. We get arrested. Nice and cool. Right? If Miles continues to say he doesn't know, what do you guys do? We're from the streets. We're from the streets. We know the code.
It's too. The code. Here's the thing. The code already kicked in. The code kicked in 2 steps back when Miles was supposed to say it was him.
Yep.
But he didn't. So what happens now?
You got to put me in a cell with Miles.
I can't hear Jordy, man.
Put me in a cell.
A lot of people in
Snitches, man.
a lot of people in the comments here talking about Rick Ross. If you think a correctional officer is the same thing as a snitch, then again, this is the separation. This is a big separation between the way you guys think and the way that I think. I'm not a fan of correctional officers for the most part, but there is a big difference between a correctional officer and a snitch. And one person I know who knows a lot about correctional officers is my friend who is a correctional officer. HP Harry Panero.
How many times have you snitched in your life?
0.0 times. Never. You'll never find a statement with me telling on anything.
Hey, Harry, you know what? You scared me when you went,
Never. Never.
HP the source.
How you doing, Harry?
I'm good, man. I've just been in the toilet letting them fly. I'm back.
You look relaxed. You do look relaxed.
Oh, man. I'm lighter, man. What's happening, Miles, George? You look good.
Can't complain.
It's been a crazy 24 hours, mate. I'll tell you that, mate. All I'm saying is Samuel Eto'o.
What are you saying? What? Because you just seen Specs getting riled up.
Wait, hold on. What, Harry, go on? What are you saying?
I just saw a stat that Geordie put in the group, yeah? And do you know what? It's really tight.
Bro, do you believe that stat?
Yes,
Look at that graphic.
with all my heart. With all my heart.
I think Etu scored way more goals than Henri. That's got him like 20 goals, right? On that stat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's the thing that makes me think it's not right. Yeah, 10 more goals.
13 more goals. Yeah.
What do you think about 6ix9ine, Harry? Do you have any thoughts?
Yeah. I don't know what people thought. Like, why everyone's surprised. Like, he was never that person anyway. He was just literally the microphone for whatever organization he was part of, innit? Secondly, yeah, I always thought that 6ix9ine was associated with them because he probably knew someone whose family was serious, because the way his videos looked, yeah, it just looked like there was just bare gang members there, innit? But as time started going on, you could kind of clock that this guy's just a troll. Like, and I don't think anyone expected him to stay true, because he was never a G, bro. Anyone could see that. So all this fake outrage for me is just like, bro, what was you lot expecting? You know what I'm saying?
I think that's why I say he's a test.
Yeah.
I think he's a test at this point, because you lot were entertained by his antics. You were there. I remember everyone sharing the videos, like I say, of him in Southside Chicago jumping out of the car with his girl going, "Gee, Keith, where are you? Where are you? Where? Come and shoot me! Come and shoot!" and all this stuff. I remember people being engaged and entertained by it. I don't remember the music ever being front and center of anyone's conversation. But now he's a test. He's a test, because you can go, "Oh, this is funny. This is entertaining. This is," and we'll see what you do. We'll see what people do. Are they going to do that?
No, but I've been seeing that the 2 spots that he's been at of late, yeah, have been spotted. There's a video come out, yeah, he had a mansion, yeah, Howler specs. He's pink cars outside there, and it's just like, it's only a matter of time before someone gets a sniper and says, "You know what, I'm wait for his head and put him to sleep," because he's living on borrowed time, if you ask me, especially because there's a lot of risk. Like, the respect for New York is probably going down the drain each day the guy's alive, bro. And that's where it gets a bit techie, because he's put people away like for life. Like, they're never coming back. So, and you know what? Yeah, there's people that's been saying, "Raw, you know, they caned his baby mom, they kidnapped him." But brother, you are a street member, bro. From when you put out that stuff, that talking, you calling out people, Chief Keef and that are getting shot at, you're a gangster, bro. You've gone that road. So, bro, keep going down that road. He would have had more respect, and I'm not saying it's about respect, yeah, but if he took the charges, yeah, and hired a hitman or hired some people to get rid of those people, we would have had way more respect for 6ix9ine. But he's actually done the full, like, you can't do that. Man does not condone that in any way, shape, or form.
And also, you know, Jim Jones was not trying to fuck his baby mum. Jim Jones did not have a hit out on him. These were names he was mentioning in these papers.
Cardi B, you're mentioning Cardi B, bro. Like, you're mentioning people that, like, do you know what it's like? It's like bringing someone who knows that you lot are gangster to a party, and then he starts moving more gangster than the gangsters. That's what it's like. That's what 6ix9ine was. He was the guy that came to the party and lost his mind, lost his head. And then now, bro, you can't even do a show without there being millions of dollars worth of security. Your houses you have to keep changing. Bro, living in fear, I'm telling you, is worse than death, bro. I'll tell you that for free. Because every day is a constant, what's going to happen? So for me, yeah, man, it's an L, man. He deserves whatever he gets, really and truly, because you put people away, bro. So, you know what I mean?
I think that's about all that needs to be said about him. Listen, you guys listen to him if you want. Go for it. Go for it. It says a lot about you. So just keep bang his tunes, whatever. You're like, if you drive around listening to it, just know that people ain't gonna like it. And it's what it is.
It's mad. And I don't even mean about the respect thing, Tigo. I don't even care about it. But it's simply because I think I'm a man of honor, in it. So that's why I say respect him, because nobody should be going to jail for something they haven't done. But when you're involved, bro, hold that, fam. You have to hold it. But it is what it is, man. There's snitches in the UK as well, so I don't. There's
a lot. There's a lot. Yeah, I don't fuck with them though. It is what it is.
Yeah, man. But
it is what it is. Did you guys see Ian Wright was trending on Twitter today?
Yeah, bro. He tried to come for Uncle, blood.
What did he do?
He was racially abused by a kid in his Instagram comments, and he was in his Instagram messages, DMs, and he was like, "I just want to show people this." And it became trending because I think a lot of people, it was surprising.
Yeah, it was really bad, Geordie, man. Basically saying he's a coon, cotton picking, like the real racist. And then when you look at the Muppet, who the person is, yeah, he wouldn't even dare usher those words in front of anyone, bro. Like, you get me? I think what he did, I think what he's trying to get at there is there should be something put in place, yeah, where if you're a celebrity or you're anyone, to be honest, yeah, if any words come through that are derogatory, they should be blocked. It shouldn't be able to come to your account. Look who the person is, bruv. Look at that person.
It's that one.
Oh, he's allowed to drink.
I don't
even know if he is, to be honest.
Don't worry, man. The internet will find him. He'll lose everything soon.
Yeah. He said that R9 was better than Ian Wright, though. That was the only funny thing I got from it.
Imagine Ian Wright thinking there was a debate there.
Yeah.
I think it's mental because we get DMs. We get DMs, and I agree with you, Harry.
We get what?
DMs.
No, you don't. Not like me.
I think Harry, you mentioned that when someone DMs that to somebody, they just get to see it. There's no and they've got the when someone DMs you from an account you don't follow and it's in the what is that request folder. You got that, but what's missing? Because sometimes I see a DM that's wild, I just be like, "Fuck this, block that person." But I look at my DM folder and it's still there, and I'm like, if I was a weaker person, or if I was someone who was just having a bad day, one of those DMs could rattle me.
Yeah, bro. I've had messages, bro. That's wild. That because of my missus' color, bro. Like, I've had messages about like, bro, the fact that I'm not doing my thing. I've had people message my address, bro. Like, it's proper like sick people. Like, I've realized that the world is full of more sick people than there is normal people, bro. Because
seems that way.
For you to go and make an account and then just troll somebody, and then it's like that the person ain't gonna find you as well, makes me know it's just full of cowards, bro. But for me, it's bad though, because like I said, we're coming from different areas where bullying was part of our culture, bro. Man was getting, it wasn't even like behind the counter bullying, it was in your face, so you just had to deal with it. Either you crack a joke or you start fighting. But online, you can't do that, especially when you've built a brand where you know that, bro, if you do anything wrong, that's you've lost it all, and that's where your bread and butter's coming from. So for me, blocking it is the only thing you can do. But Ian Wright, that probably hit him because it's like, bro, what are you even talking about here? Do you know what I'm saying? But it's stupid, man.
It's tough as well, I guess. When you're a legend, you've achieved everything you've achieved. Like, and you're Ian Wright and you're universally loved and like broken boundaries down, and you continue to do so. To just see like some 16-year-old rattling off some mad stuff and you're just like, wait, how did you get to me? I'm Ian fucking Wright. I thought I'd done enough to get beyond you.
Well, that's the problem. I think it's too easy to just go and DM someone. It's too easy. That's what it is. Because that's the thing. To half of the people that DM you these stuff, yeah, they don't even really believe it, or they're just doing it, just trying to rattle you. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? Because it's so easy to go and do it. Let me just do it and go about my business.
I think this is part of this generational conversation about 6ix9ine. I'm sorry to bring it back, but that behavior, all that trolling and like trolling, LOL, this is entertaining. Like, what are you doing? What are you achieving? What are you entertained by at this point? This is just wild fuckboy antics that you lot co-sign and call entertainment. And then, when Ian Wright is on the receiving end of it and he's rattled by it, because I'm guessing it's not the first time he's ever had something like that. How do you not stand back and go, you know what? I need to stop co-signing this shit.
But then the thing is, I think what Ian Wright's trying to say is that it doesn't take from the fact that you're still able to see it. And Ian Wright really and truly shouldn't be checking his DMs. But then as a fan of the culture, I can imagine, he wants to see what people got to say, bro. Like, the guy does so much that it would be nice to see a message from someone that said, oh, Ian Wright, man, you've changed my life. Like, you've something along those lines. But then when you see something like what Specs is saying, it's so easy for someone to say, you know what, let me just message Specs, and what they get from it is you reacting, you responding to them. Is perfect screenshot put in their group. Look, I said this to my man, and that's the era we're from, bro. The era where I'm from, bro. You say anything that you can't say in real life, bro, you're gonna have to deal with that in the real life. And it's it was such a small environment where there was respect because they knew that everyone was on their thing basically. Now it's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's stupid, man.
John Yem says, "Come on, Tigo, you men were trolling in your days, but without internet. Wright has had that on the terraces for years." First of all, were we shouting racist abuse at football players in our day? Anyone here?
No, I didn't comment there. Yeah,
I did that.
You don't understand the logic of it, fam. Just shut up, man. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, bro. Nah, big man thing. Shut up, man. How does that even make sense, bro?
Doesn't make any sense.
I don't make no sense. Nah, big man thing, man. Just shut up, bro.
That's his second howler. This.
Yeah, I hate when people mistake abuse and racism, bro. Racism is beyond like it's the same thing. It's beyond it, bro. Like racism is you're abusing someone because of the color of their skin, bro. Skin. Something that like someone hasn't. I wasn't asked to be black, bro. I wasn't asked. Someone was asked to be white, bro. It's just your mum and dad started bouncing and they were the color they are, bro.
Yeah.
You get me? So if
landed.
Like, you could change color.
Yeah, Michael Jackson.
You could change color, of course.
Yeah. Vibes Cartel.
I'll change.
I'm light skin. This is a tan. You get me?
Yeah, I just the thing about racism that, and obviously I don't know, maybe people think liberal white guilt, and I'm overcompensating on some level. It's when you see it really affect someone that you just go, man, this.
Let me use it and bury it.
You know, it just for me, I was looking at it, I just say like, fuck, this is as a weapon, this has got to be the weakest, most available, pathetic, shit-minded person's favorite weapon, racism. If you can't fight without racism, if you can't argue without racism, if you can't, mate, you got to be the weakest minded, most pathetic person.
But at the same time, Tigo, I think now, especially as we're all experienced, I think we need to like understand in a way that we're not in control of other people's, actions in a way. So it's about just, okay, if it comes to me, I'm gonna deal with it. I'm just gonna do it like this because it's gonna come. That's the thing, it's gonna come.
Wait, is Ian Wright here? Oh shit, he's here.
Is
Right.
it?
It's someone with the Ian Wright account. I didn't want to gas it because if it's him, then that's.
No, I don't believe it's him.
That's my hero. That's.
I don't care.
It can't be.
You know what? He's in there. That's it.
I don't care.
Yeah, there you go. It's Ian Wright.
We got Ian.
Ian Wright.
Ian, man, we're sorry for those messages. But however, you owe me an apology for the message you sent me about Aubameyang. Remember that?
What did he say?
Because remember when I said we should sell Aubameyang after he missed the penalty? Ian Wright.
People say it's verified. If that's a verified Ian Wright account, man, that's Ian, man. We love you, man.
Ian, check your DMs. I'm sending the link.
Ian, check your DMs, man. Remember what you said to me? That's uncle. And that's another thing as well, Harry, yeah? Well, what happened to, like when you see like an older man? That's uncle. But I swear to you, obviously I'm 26 years old, innit? When I was in jail, there was young guys with me. You know what they were calling me? Unks.
Yeah.
Just because I was in year 11 before them. That respect has gone.
Yeah. But do you know what it is, though? It's like with our generation, this is what I'm trying to say, and this is no disrespect to the young kids. You lot have been born into a generation where the respect factor's gone. But I remember going to someone's house and calling their mum, or calling someone's aunt. I've never seen you before, but because you're an older woman, auntie. I don't think we have that respect anymore. And for someone to like go on, maybe it's a culture thing. Maybe people's cultures are different, but I know the African culture, the Asian culture, even down to like the Japanese, they bow down to the elders and stuff. They bow down in general, but there's just a respect factor. And I think once you've been born in a household where there's respect and you look at elders a certain way, you ain't going to even open up those words. And if anything, you'll say that to someone who you don't care about. Like if you disrespect someone, it's because someone has done something disrespectful. But in general, bro, it's a respect thing, bro.
I want to call out this comment. I want to call this very sensei. Listen, I don't want to hear you lot back in Ian Wright when you co-signed your man them saying fucked up shit about black women. All right, come back with some facts, please. Come back with some receipts. We're here for the receipts. Come back.
That's the type of crowd that I would jump in out of the ring with my chair on his head. That's the type of crowd I hate.
I got a t-shirt for you, bro. If you want a t-shirt, come DM me. No, I'll give me a t-shirt.
It's the internet. It's the internet. Receipts are out there. Come, show me the receipts. Show me the receipts.
Okay,
It's all good. You not read a headline. You read a headline, but it's cool. It's fine. The receipts are here. Everything's available to you.
Okay,
Right, come on, man. It's all love. Allow it, man.
I don't want to hear from him. Forget him.
It's all learned behavior, man. This is all learned behavior.
Of course it is.
All my kids. If you see their friends, they don't know nothing about racism. They grow up and they learn it. It's because you people start teaching them this rubbish.
Yeah, I always thought, like, how do you become racist? And then one day I watched this Louis Theroux documentary, or however you say his name, and it was about the rednecks in Texas and all of those places. And it was literally they've made a song for the family have made a song where they're literally talking about killing black people, and they've taught their kids how to shoot guns at black people. Like, this is something that has been taught. So at the age of 7, your mind is already conditioned by what your parents have told you.
All learned behavior.
So when you do see a black person, it is so hard to convince someone who's been told by their mum and dad that black people are thieves.
It's not their fault, innit?
Are rapists. It's really not their faults, but what it is though, it's like when they grow up, if they're still not able to see that black people are normal people, then that's when it becomes a problem.
Tigo, why are you bringing these guys on?
It's an opportunity to learn. This is an opportunity to learn.
No,
when you lot were talking about Chunks and Philly, you were like, it's banter, they were kids, blah, blah. None of you lot said, no, they should have allowed it. Should have allowed what? Again, you're going to have to bring receipts. You're going to have to bring
what
receipts.
They're talking about, is some tweets, that were...
Not about black women, but
yeah, not even directed. But anyway, Chunks basically called himself abbreviation for the black word. Philly has said something which he said he's scared about a certain woman, but that's not him being racist towards them. That's at the time, his view on women. That's obviously changed with age. He's not making a racial slur at no white person, no Asian person, no Chinese person. He's not making them feel bad, bro. So you can't compare the same thing.
You know what he said? All right, I'm not even arguing no more because he said I don't even care about what he said, but allow the double standard. So if you don't care, leave us alone.
Just outrage for no reason. Listen, we're always gonna. Anytime you lot try and throw slander out there, we're gonna pull you up on your slander. People saying, "Oh, we should highlight positive comments." That's cool. Whatever. But fact of the matter is, if you're going to try and slander, if you're going to come in here and say we're not allowed to have an opinion on someone racially abusing Ian Wright because we didn't stomp down on Chunks saying the N-word, then just fucking stop watching. Just stop watching.
It's a shame, man. I like that guy.
Nah, man, he's a howler. But
he
anyway.
said people saying bad things about black women, like you, and then you said Chunks, like you're just throwing out like slander.
They want it to be right.
That's what man. It's like sometimes no facts.
It's too much to answer everyone. Sometimes it's a lot.
Do you know what I've realized though? Yeah, there's more stupid people in the world than I thought there was.
Oh,
at one stage, I thought,
Miles. Look at Miles.
Yeah, Miles. Donut. Look at Scribs.
Look at Scribs.
He's audio. Stupid. But you be teaching people. Come on, get out of there. No,
it's a shocker.
Like, there's more stupid people in the world, man, and I feel like it's good that we can call them out. But we just have to understand that stuff's never going to change, bro. It's never, ever going to change, no matter what you do. Like, a player, for example, could score 150 goals in one season for their team and still be called a black cunt. Put it that way. So for me...
Or he can still be called worse than Eto.
Yeah. He could be the best player in the world, but we can still say that Modric was...
Fuck you, guys.
Did you see the Brighton players have got the COVID?
Boys, I don't want to sounding like a broken record, but to continue the league is very irresponsible. Todd Cantwell said we're just human.
Big man thing that we said it last week, I think it was, bruv. If people start dying, that are football players, it's sad that it's gonna get more. It's going to be more of a red alert, because they're football players. But 30,000 plus people have died already, bro. Regardless of the age, irrespective of the age, they've died. Japan has got more people than the UK, and they've only got 3,000 deaths, I think. So for me, football's not that important for us to risk it, bro. Because if a player dies, bro, what are we going to do? That Boris and the government are absolutely in a simulation game, and they keep going the wrong way, bro. Like, you know, like in Grand Theft Auto, when you're doing a move and everyone's like, no, come this way, come. They're completely going the other way, bro, and it's gonna cause problems. I believe there's gonna be a second wave at this stage.
There's definitely going to be a second spike. I tweeted earlier that I was going to tell everyone what Boris said that they couldn't figure out. And I don't think it's that complicated. What Boris said was, and I'll use football terminology, I'll use the real life terminology. What Boris said was, we're out of money. We can't do this anymore. We need you guys to go back into construction because there's a lot of foreign money invested in that. And I say use the word foreign in a purely literal sense. That's where our money's coming from. They need that. He said, "We all the people in the service industry, we need you back." They've run out of money. And there's a second spike coming. But he said in that speech, he said, it's up to you guys now. I can't make the rules because my rules say we can't make money. I need you lot to not die, and I need the money. I need you lot to figure it out. And I think it's bad. It's a reality that I don't think any of us are ready to hear. I think football is in the same situation. They're so desperate to kick ball now. It's about money. They've run out. What did they say? They're cutting the furlough to 60% because they're worried a lot of people have become, quote unquote, addicted to it. Do you think people are addicted to not working?
Bro, addicted to not having food.
Addicted to learning. But they've run out. They've run out of cash. They've in pure football terms, everyone was put on the transfer list. In pure football terms, the club's up for sale. And I think everyone should feel fucked. Everyone should feel lost. Everyone should feel left out. Everyone should feel ignored and neglected because it's what's happening.
Soon people are going to be in their houses, like the landlord's going to be knocking on the door. They're going to be like, I'm not moving from this house.
Well, this is the thing. But basically what he said was, as of Wednesday, every bill is due. You had 7 or 8 weeks to not have to worry about it, but courts are coming back. So if you got beef with your landlord, if you got beef with some creditor, some debt is going to court now. He basically said, bills are due now. I can't block this anymore. And it's because of the way they've managed it terribly. It's because of the way that they've communicated with people. You know, everyone's been confused for 6 to 10 weeks, whatever it's been. Now it's a situation where it's out of his control. And he's been hiding and he's getting away with just standing in front of people and just going now like, guys, it's up to you. And a lot of people were confused by that message. But he needs everyone back at work. He needs everyone generating revenue. He needs the economy to start again because they are out of money.
But you see this hospital thing, because he was in hospital 2 weeks ago. I reckon that was a ploy for me, him to say, I can't do this anymore. I need to chill. Because what's happened since he's come back? Like,
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I agree. I agree. I think it was a great way for him to hide. It was a great way for him to not have to speak every single day because it would have sounded repetitive. And he comes on yesterday and he shows us a Nando's graph and says, listen, we need it to be 1. It's 4 right now, but it could be 3, but we need it to be 1. How are we going to make it 1? By making everyone go back to work. But don't get public transport. Big man, how am I getting to work? How am I getting? I work in Dalston, I live in Brixton. How am I getting to work?
But you know what? I'll be honest with you, yeah? My thing is like, we're looking at something that's never ever happened before. This is a worldwide pandemic, yeah? And he's literally basically said, I've absolutely messed it up here. I need you guys to take control. From we knew that this was going to happen, bro, we should have locked everything down. Yes, the economy would have suffered, but I don't think it would have suffered as much as now. They should have put in place police to say, if you leave your house, it's a sentence, fam. I think everybody would have woken up because no one's trying to go to jail. Do you know what I'm saying? They should have made the Excel, what they're using the Excel place for, as a flipping jail, bro. I would have rather seen people go to jail because what you're doing, you're killing people anyway by even doing it. You're willingly saying, I'd rather you people die than me feel like save the rest of the people down my street or in my block of flats. And for me, bro, that's crazy. I know it's not like physically possible, but there should have been some stronger sanctions, bro.
You've
because
seen
now-
the spike. You've seen the spikes in European countries where they had lockdown. What we had was not lockdown.
Yeah, well, it's
And
not.
and what basically what you're looking at here is what his speech was a waiver. It was a liability waiver. He said, "Everyone go back to work, but I ain't telling you to go back to work because if I tell you to go back to work, then I'm liable for your health and your earnings. So I'm not telling you to go back to work, but I'm telling you to go back to work." What he did was a carefully crafted legal script waiving anyone's right to say to their boss, "I'm not coming to work." Anyone's right to tell their landlord, "I'm not paying rent."
It was a no-look pass.
The
It was
Filipino
a no-look pass. That's the Filipino president.
this guy here, if he was in control of this country, Corona would have been dead long time ago.
He's on X to shoot someone.
Yeah, he'll execute you if he sees you outside. But I don't know, man.
And I don't even put this down to party politics because I'm not interested in party politics. Why I don't like to speak about politics. This is just about the politics of managing a crisis, and the crisis is I'm not saying I know how the fuck to deal with it or knew how the fuck to deal with it. I definitely don't. I definitely see what's going on now, and you're being led like lambs to the slaughter. I thought the herd immunity thing was his way of saying I'm going to sacrifice 20, 30,000 old people because fuck it, this money's got to keep moving. I thought that was wrong. I think once he went to the lockdown, I think the lockdown was soft. I think he went missing for 3 or 4 weeks. People can say, yeah, he nearly died, whatever. He deliberately padded his cabinet with inexperienced politicians who would never act without his say-so. Here's or his advisor, Dominic Cummings. So we're talking about a weakness of leadership here. No one's going to die, apparently, according to Classic Zoot. No one's going to die. Okay. Just the 30,000 that have died already. Just the multiple people that I can tell you personally that I know that have died. Okay, no one's going to die. And this is again, I think this is a problem we have with people in this country now. It's got to get right to your doorstep before you start admitting there's a problem. And I think that's a lot of problem when people talk about the money. People talk about this country's out of money. And a lot of people don't acknowledge it. People don't realize, people don't understand it. We're out of money. But because it's not on your doorstep, because your Sky bill's still getting paid, because your mum's still paying the rent, because whatever it is, you don't realize there's no fucking money coming in. It's not there in front of you. But guys, I'm being completely real. There's no money left.
Bro, even that big companies are trying to get bought by other big companies, and it's getting blocked. It's bro, I can't lie, man. It's a bad place to be in right now, and I feel sorry for key workers. I feel sorry for people that work in the NHS, man. Like
Coronavirus infections in Germany are rising just days after the country eased its lockdown. But we knew that was going to happen, just like that happened in Atlanta when Georgia eased its lockdown. We know that's coming over the next few days. Boris Johnson said at 7 p.m. yesterday, guys, you've got work tomorrow. At 7 p.m. he said, you've got work tomorrow.
Imagine you're waved off some pims in a park and bow. You just see that message. You got to go work, hanging.
You didn't even iron your trousers.
Don't even know where your trousers are because you wasn't planning on wearing them for a long time.
He said in June we'll open some shops. He said in July we'll be back to normal. Basically, no, hospitality is going to open in July. They leaked to the papers earlier on in the week that people are going to be able to sunbathe. He had politicians on the news this morning saying that you can go and link up with your family and all this stuff. Then when they asked the government said, no, you can't. What he did is he signed a liability waiver. He said to every one of us, I am no longer responsible. The government has done its bit. You've had 6-7 weeks. You haven't beaten this. Go back and make the money. We need the fucking tax.
Hey, do you know who's making money though? Supermarkets.
They are. And the providers and the suppliers to the supermarkets. You think Goodfellas Pizza is struggling right now? Goodfellas Pizza is struggling right now.
Fox Pizza's doing a mad thing right now. They've hit record sales. On top of that, the fraud people as well, they're eating. Because I've been seeing so much emails from banks saying keep your money safe. That's your job. That's your job, mate. You need to keep my money safe. But
I don't know. Has anyone been out today?
No.
The roads are packed.
Just a little run. But I don't live in ends, so I don't see people.
I mean, in terms of traffic on the roads, it's packed. today. We as a nation, we listen and we act in accordance with what we're being told, and you can see people are just bang on it. Let's get out there, and they ain't got a choice. I get it. People need money.
Well, at least this weekend we get some football though. At least.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, at least we get some.
Well, South Korean football's back, right?
Is it? I've never watched South Korean football ever.
No. Well,
What's that called? What's their league called?
K League?
Super League.
K League, isn't it?
K League, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, K League. That's interesting. I can't lie, but I'm still not going to watch that. But I will watch German football.
It's funny though, isn't it? Because we tell ourselves we'd watch anything, but we won't.
No, we won't.
Watch. I think it's gonna be the greatest disappointment.
Yeah,
it's gonna be the highest viewed shittest game ever.
Yeah, so remember I was telling you about that Germany-Saudi Arabia game where there was a big wall and you couldn't see the fans. So again, I watched that on YouTube this weekend. I mean, it wasn't a good game, but it looked good because you couldn't see empty seats.
Hugo, that game was dark.
It was dark. It was.
It was very dark, man.
Yeah, the only clips that are available on YouTube as well from like Arab TV channels as well, so they're a bit grainy and a bit low res. But yeah, as soon as Bundesliga comes back, if I tune in to watch Dortmund and I see empty seats and I can hear drop team, cover, come around, I'm turning that off.
No.
I think the Bundesliga, regardless of how the fixtures look, they should make the first game back Dortmund Bayern.
What? Austin the Rock straight away to get him back on it.
Boys, get ready. You lot are meeting first.
5 subs.
Are they doing that?
Yeah, that's now in. That's FIFA mandate, basically. FIFA ruling. You have the option of using it, but they say.
Are the players going to wear gloves?
What would be the point?
Throw in.
But they have to, though, don't they? They do have to. Gloves and long sleeve, right? And base layer on the legs.
This is shit, man. This is shit.
That's what I mean, bro.
Bro. Oh, man. I'm torn between I want to see football, then I'm torn between the quality is just going to be so whack.
I don't want to see football that bad.
I do, but I know I'm going to regret being that guy once it's back.
The crowd's gonna get onto us. Well, I thought you were saying you want it back. So for me, I'm just gonna say it now. I
want it back. I'm gassed. I'm very excited just to watch a football match at top level.
Slide tackles and stuff like.
Right.
No in your face. None of that.
There's like rules against arguing with referees and stuff now. There's like there are very different rules now in place. For the new world of football.
Just spit.
But you
can't spit on the pitch.
Think of the players' mentality. Just that. Like, let's say it's a corner. They're all in the box.
Only Lee Cattamore's going in for a header. Trust me.
Who like man marking? Don't touch my elbow, bro.
I think footballers are a different breed, in my experience, and I don't think you'll struggle to find the players that play. I think they're just gonna go for it. I don't think they know any other way.
Facts.
But
if there's a player that's scared, I think you'll be able to tell very quickly. And you just hope it's not one of the better ones.
Yeah. And it's not going to be the same. Football's not going to be the same. Like the fitness of these players is going to be absolutely shambolic. The tactically is going to be a complete random fucking guess. Look, Cologne had players fail tests, right? Players got COVID. The whole team got put in quarantine for 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks of games.
No, but this is what I mean now. The minute I come up against them, I am frightened. That's a psychological tactic.
Yeah. We made jokes about that on Filthy before this lockdown even happens. That run on the pitch, start coughing. You're a striker. You put yourself an extra yard.
Oh, in hindsight, that is so bad.
So it is what it is.
When we signed Negalo, that episode is bad. Oh,
You lot are horrible people. That's why.
But Brighton had 2 players failed. No, they've had 3 players now fail the test.
So that means them people were potentially out here.
I mean, it could mean anything. It could mean every single one of the players has got it. It could mean the manager's got it. It could mean it's chilling in the training ground.
Obviously, you probably don't know the logistics of it, but were they all in the same place?
No, we don't know. We don't. It's free. One tested positive like this week, and it was 2 before that apparently. But I don't remember anyone telling me that 2 before got tested positive.
Did you see what Karen Brady said?
No.
She said, "Oh, we're gonna have to disinfect the grass now.
Yeah, legend.
We should just end the season, bro."
She's a legend. She's figuring it out, man. She doesn't want this season back.
Yeah, well,
anyone wants it now, but obviously we all want to watch it. But I'd rather just watch this season when it's all cool and these players are not going to die, and like there's not going to be, because when the players die, then the football's cancelled. That's when football's done. You know what I'm saying? But again, Tigo, it's the money thing at the end of the day. These need money.
You know what you just reminded me of? Yeah, I think it was a Thursday. I was like 8. I think I was year 3. I come back from school. It was a Thursday. I was watching Cameroon and Mark Vivian Foe.
Yep.
Woo!
Bro, when Mwamba nearly died,
yeah, that made me cry.
I was in Nando's that day. I was rattled.
That made me cry, the Mark Vivian Foe one. I actually cried because
that scared me. I didn't cry. It scared me though.
No, you know why it made me cry? Yeah, because at the time, I was proper on Championship Manager. Yeah, and I remember he was immense on Championship Manager. He was sick. Then after, I remember he was at. Correct me if I'm wrong. He was at City, right? Was he at City?
He was at West Ham, wasn't he?
Well,
I think he was at City. Yeah. Stuart Pearce.
Yeah, and I remember, like, you know, like when you can see the effect of the players on the pitch. Yeah.
Oh.
That's what killed me, because you see players and you just automatically think they're the strongest people ever, and then, bruv, you see a man pass away and you can see it in their face. It's beyond the game after that, and bruv, emotional, man.
That changed football for me when I saw that. Woo, that changed it.
Yeah, I think that generally, I think football players are, again, they're a different breed in terms of their personality. They're very dark people for the most part. They'll joke about anything. They don't take a lot seriously because, you know, for whatever reason. When you see a footballer react the way that, say, the players on the pitch reacted to Vivian Foe or to Mwamba, or even to Eduardo or whatever, when the players when that leg break, whose leg did Son break? Son and Aurier break? That was Andre Gomez.
Yeah.
When you see players react like that, it proper rattles you, because you're like, shit, man, these guys don't show an inch when they're upset. But then when you see a football, you're like, fuck, it really rattles you when you see it on the pitch.
Yeah, I think the only time I have seen that where they didn't care was when Roy Keane got Haaland.
Yeah.
I was young.
Yeah, I remember that as well.
Yeah, they were scared to show Roy Keane that they were upset.
Yeah, I remember walking off as soon as he done the tackle. He knew this wasn't about nothing. It was literally red card. I want him out. But,
Mark Noble says that he's prepared to finish the season in October as a moral promise to Liverpool.
What?
Who does he think he is?
Oh, I beat my chest too early. What is that?
That's a stupid howler. What is he talking about? A moral? What, is he a Liverpool fan? I'm guessing.
No, he's
a West Ham fan.
So what's he talking about? Jordy, chat to your guy, man. Seriously, please. Chat to your guy. That's a howler.
The Premier League they met today. The Premier League teams, they met. They had a chat. There's an issue. A lot of issues need to be solved. Like the Premier League, obviously trying to bully the teams that don't want to
continue.
They're saying, "Listen, you little pricks, we'll fucking relegate you right now if you don't get on board." which is amazing. A lot of teams are just throwing different obstacles in the way. A lot of teams are very unhappy with the idea of neutral stadiums. And apparently that's a directive that came from the government, that they want them in neutral stadiums. So the government, they've written, the Premier League are apparently writing to the government saying, can we take away that neutral stadium thing? But they don't seem that close. Steve Parish, Crystal Palace chairman, said, look, the German situation is not going as well as you think it is. And we'll have a look at what's going on there. And if that's all right, then yeah, that's a great sign. But the Germans are doing a great job of making it not look like it's.
I would be very surprised if Germany finished their season. However, I do hope it happens because it means we can work around it.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. Tyrone Mings has tweeted. He's tweeted 6 hours ago. He said, player at the top of the league raises concerns about playing again. Yeah, he's probably right. That's sensible. Player near the bottom of the league raises the same concern. Yeah, well, you just don't want to be relegated.
You know what, T? It's funny you say that because when Todd Cantwell tweeted, we're just human. Oh, my God, the replies.
Yeah, from Liverpool fans for the most part. Not to get on to Liverpool fans, but that's who it was.
Where's Bournemouth in the league?
I don't think they're in a relegation zone.
Okay.
No, they are. They're just above it, I think.
Yeah.
They're fighting. They're definitely down there. They're fighting.
Having a scrap with the wall. But
Yeah,
you know what? It's true because I think Todd Cantwell, because he's young and he's very influenced by our scene and whatnot. Yeah, they're probably looking at him like you melt. But really, truly, at the end of the day, bruv, if it was someone else that said it, let's say Jordan Henderson came out and said, "Do you know what? We need to just come together and whatever." Then I doubt there would be an outrage like there was with him. I think it's just a status thing. There's status in the Premier League, as we already know anyway. But
I think everyone's looking for a reason for people's opinions. I think again that's something that we do now. We go, why is he saying that? Let me be the person to figure out why someone said that. When actually it's just like, well, he said it because he means it. He said it because he thinks it. But we're so woke as a people now. We're just like, let me read between the lines on everything. I'll tell you what's interesting though. This Sunday, do you know what it is? It's the last day of
the Premier League.
Last day of the Premier League this weekend, lads.
Oh, see, United would have finished third, bro.
Who was we facing? Leicester, innit?
I don't know.
Man United had Leicester away.
Yeah.
We would have finished third.
Who was Arsenal playing?
Norwich. Was it Brighton?
I don't know. I'm guessing.
Watford at home.
It's
The
just
fact that we're now at the end of the season talking about bringing the football back, and at the same time, Boris is just like, come on, back to work, guys.
Oh, Specs, have you finished your league yet?
No.
Why?
So basically, what have I been doing? Oh, yeah, no, Lumos is telling me to do it live.
Oh.
Specs, don't wait for Lumos to do things.
Twitch. I'm
Lumos on Grand Theft Auto right now doing a heist, or he's creating. Yeah, Lumos is addicted to Grand Theft Auto.
He sent me some stuff to sign into Twitch. But yeah, I don't like the way it sounds.
About that, that's gonna be sick.
Yeah, I started working on it this weekend, but I did it at my brother's, and my brother's broadband's not great, so it was very grainy. But it's all set up. We're ready to go on a Grand Theft heist or whatever. I just need to do it from here or do it from the office or something.
You got PS4?
Yeah.
Every time I see you lot playing Grand Theft Auto, I've got it, but I can't be bothered to go and get the pad and hold the middle button. I think that's sad.
I love that game's amazing.
I got PS4 there, but I'm like, nah.
You know what it is? When you do actually press that button one day and you start playing, it's over.
It definitely sucks you in.
Yeah.
I'm too conscious of how much time disappears, so I get like an hour in. I'm just like, I have to stop.
Tigo, I saw Yinka online at 12 o'clock. We was online until my fast. My fast felt like that was the best ever fast I ever had because it felt like 2 hours. What? I've been using them. They think I'm their friends. I've been using them for Ramadan.
Lumos, Skits, and Yinka. These guys are GTA players.
Yinka's actually mad sick at the game still.
Yeah, I've seen her.
I was telling her that we was talking about her. If she was to ever get into gaming, she'd do really, really well because she's actually very good at games. But it's like enjoying playing games is one thing, but then actually making it a job, it takes out the enjoyment for me.
Does it though? Does it?
Yeah, imagine this, Tigo. You're chilling at home, and you go, "Oh, I gotta go turn the PlayStation on to go do some content." and usually the recording of it takes more
Time.
takes so long
Mm.
that it's jarring. Unless you're doing something like if you're playing NBA or something or FIFA, it's a quick process. But something like that, like Grand Theft Auto, it's so technical.
I don't know, mate. You know what? I did it on Friday, and if you just turn it on, you got a camera on you, and you just talk, and you just try and find jokes, interact with comments, and you don't have to play at your best. You just got to think like you would love it because when the camera's on you, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I just think it'd be a different circumstance for you to have the camera on you and just go, fuck it. You guys are watching. I'm playing. I think you'd create great content doing that.
Yeah.
Let me just be clear. I would never ever watch anyone else play Football Manager.
You will. You know why you will? Because you can see me playing. And remember, it's playoffs. So if I don't win, the house is going to get smashed up. You watch it.
I don't think I could watch
I'm 35 games in. I'm third. That's his second. I'm a point behind. It's game on.
You have to finish that season by Wednesday, man. Come to us with something by Wednesday.
No, do you know, I think I need GoPro. So I'm gonna go. I need to go to Tigo's house and get GoPro.
Oh, you're actually going live?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
All right, cool. Well, guys, you got Lumos to thank.
Lumos 7.
Yeah, come to the office. I'm going to be in the office a couple of days this week.
Oh yes, amazing. I'm gonna go to the office. I'm gonna take clothes there. I'm gonna go and bath there and stuff. I need to just go and chill somewhere else.
Well, I have got a shower.
Yeah.
Hey, nah, don't do that, man. I'll come to the office too, man.
Well, Tigo, I'll just come to the office with a bottle of water, man, and just chill, man.
I'll be honest with you. If I drove, I would be at the office every day. The tube is what rattles me.
Yeah.
My boy works for TFL. He works all the time. So what's he doing?
Listen, I've been on the tube. It's calm.
Okay.
But it's a lot riskier than in your own car.
Yeah, and now Boris has said you lot go to work.
And Boris has just said, yeah, get on with it. Yeah, we do have a Twitch. Everyone asking. We're on Twitch right now, Filthy Fellas. We don't do a lot with it. It's just Filthy Fellas. This show right now is on Twitch. Shout out everyone who's watching on Twitch. It's not many of you, but we appreciate it. Currently in the wrong section, but yeah.
I need all of this to finish before the youth player comes in July.
Yeah, good luck.
What?
Good luck.
Is it?
Yeah. What?
You are being very hopeful.
Yeah. Filthy Fellas. It's just twitch.com/filthyfellas.
Do you know what would be sick though? Yeah, if Filthy Fellas did pro clubs, so we set up a team, and each player was to pick a position which they love, and we'd just go and just play people and stream it.
So me and Poe spoke about that this morning.
Yeah, that would be so sick. Like that would be so sick. We'd actually do numbers on that one.
We should do that, shouldn't we?
And we can donate all the money that we make here to Harry Pinero Limited.
I was gonna say.
Hi Harry.
Yeah.
Why is your baby boy taking so long?
Why is what?
Your baby boy taking long.
Basically, he's supposed to be here in the next 2 weeks. So any time from now, still, but she's getting more contractions now. So hopefully,
he has to come before the 20th of May so he can be a Taurus.
Yeah, I know. I want him to be a Taurus, man. I'm literally. How many days have we got left?
I hate star signs. I hate star signs.
You know what? Can I just say something? My dad was born on the it was his birthday. Was born on the 14th of May.
That's his birthday as well.
That is no wonder he looks like my dad as well. Yeah, like, it's sick. It's sick, bro. Because I want him, my dad, and myself to be Taurus gang. That would be sick. Not like I really care about star signs, but
that's nice though. Generationally, that's nice.
When Mystic Meg was in the sun, every time I read it, yeah, it would make sense to my life. And I
hate it.
What's going on?
All I see on Twitter is Tauruses hate being betrayed.
Yeah. Everyone is betrayed. It's wrong for me to even say that I look at star signs, but when I was younger and my dad would give me the sun, I'd go to page 3 quickly, You know, you look at it for 2 seconds, then I'd go to the TV mag that was in the middle, and then yeah, bro, it's sick still. But yeah, he's on his way, man. But it's mad though having a kid at this era, bro. It's just crazy, bro.
Of course.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Are you? Hey, let's be frank now, yeah. Are you gonna see the timeline or not?
No way.
Right.
Yeah, my kid's not seeing. But no one's seeing my kid
Me.
until he's. I'll demand them obviously, but if anyone comes to see me, or if I bring him to Filthy one day,
No pictures.
we're not uploading them. Yeah, you could take pictures for yourself. I trust you lot to keep those pictures to yourselves, but yeah, I'd never.
I'm only gonna put him on my story when I start crying about the situation.
Fuck off. Fuck off. Have you got a name yet?
A howler.
MZZ says name him Babush.
No, Bubush exists, by the way.
I still don't know what to call him.
I thought you were gonna AJ him.
Nah, man. Do you know what I was thinking? Yeah, I want to be the only AJ. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't want to share that with him. So for me, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what to do, man. I'll think of something.
No, I like the fact that you don't know yet. I like that. Yeah,
I think I'm gonna look at him. I'm gonna be like, oh, you look like a.
Pete.
Then, there you go.
The name I'm going with is Litical.
Wow.
No comment.
Mythical.
You guys do the science.
Yes. No, but that's if we're being head on, that's a good name.
And it's good as well because now you can't use it because he's giving you a heads up.
Yeah.
Oh.
I said he's thinking ahead.
I like that. I like
July.
I'm thinking ahead. Ilias is a nice name, but I
Did
know.
you ever have Step Ahead Down jackets back in the day? Have you ever had that brand, Step Ahead Down?
No.
That's mad, you know. I had a jacket called Step Ahead Down and no one else had it. And I got it from Brixton Market.
I thought you lot should know, you two over there.
Yeah, Step Ahead Down.
Who?
Aribas?
Yeah, everyone remembers Arabas, yeah.
Okay.
Kalkani jacket, but it was fake.
Yeah.
You were talking about newspapers, reading page 3. My friend Greg, he was from Peckham. He used to come in. He didn't used to bring a bag to school. He used to bring a plastic wallet with all like books and stuff in it. But towards year 11 and year 10, there was nothing in it. But every day he would buy the Sport. Do you remember the Daily Sport?
Yeah.
It was just like topless women all the way through it. He would have it.
Daily Sport was run by Filthy Fellas.
Yeah.
It was sexually orientated, and there was no the only thing they missed out was swear words. That's it.
Sarah from Cardiff thinks what Boris is doing is absolutely atrocious.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. The Sun used to do that. They'd have a page 3 go and they'd be like, what does Karen think about Iraq? I think it's about time we head into Iraq and liberate the people.
Bomb them. Massive reduction. Shut up, Sarah.
5 La Liga players have returned positive coronavirus tests.
Dembele is one because they wouldn't.
Yeah. Prick. Missing that chance. He's a prick.
You hate Dembele, man.
No, Tigar, he's right. I'm with him.
Why?
Because first leg, he should have put away that chance.
Still, you go 3-0. Come on. You don't lose 4-0.
No, you're right, T. But
Liverpool scored the most childish goal I've ever seen in the Champions League.
when I was watching that game,
Trent won.
when I was watching that game, the first leg, I said, why?
Right, let me go and get my charger. Hold on.
It really actually pissed me off that he missed that. I know they were 3-0 up.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
It was a poor finish at that level. Poor. And the thing about Dembele, when you watch him, especially when he dribbles, he's class. But for some reason, it just seems like he doesn't care about football as well. He seems like Mandem. He doesn't go, he rocks up late to training. He's got attitude. Tigo, remember when we used to give him arrows back in the day?
Yeah.
Dembele was a problem, man. What's he doing?
Everyone asking about Specs and his hair. I can't answer that. But it's a process that Specs has to go through to get this done. It's not just something he can do. Like he mentioned, it's a 5-hour process. Specs, do you have any update, any more thoughts on it?
I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. Honest. I'm doing it, but basically Friday I was meant to do it, and then the person I was meant to do it told me that someone in their family caught corona. So I just thought, you know what? Let me give you space.
Okay.
That's all it is. And it pissed me off because in my head I'm thinking, for fuck's sake, you're delaying me, man. I've got my crowd waiting here. But you know what? We're in a serious issue. So, yeah. That was it.
Christian Eriksen has been living at the Inter training ground since COVID started.
What do you mean?
No, he lives there.
What do you mean? In the change room? In the change room? In the showers? What? He's got what he's saying.
He was in the middle of trying to find a flat because obviously he moved there in January. He never got to that point. His family are back in London and he has been living in the training ground. But you know what's worse than that?
Cedric.
He hasn't kicked a ball in that whole time.
No way.
He's running. He's in the training ground and he's running in the car park.
So you can see goals. You can see showers. You can see the gym.
What do you do for food then? Is there a chef there? Does he
People
order?
are dropping him food. People are dropping him food. He said he was going to ask Lukaku if he could move in with him.
I was about to say that.
He said he was going to ask Ashley Young, but he said these guys have got families, young families. They're already going to be locked in. It's too much for me to ask, so we never asked.
You know what?
Embarrassing.
That's embarrassing. But second of all, do you know how awkward it will be to be with someone who you don't really know like that and don't really care about?
Yeah, we don't know if we like each other, but we're living together. No.
What about apartments and hotels? Because I saw a hotel open yesterday.
So Northern Italy is different to the lockdown we've had in this country because we've had a pussy lockdown. Yeah, he couldn't stay in a hotel, and yeah, he didn't have an apartment in time. Apparently, he's been living at the training ground with a chef and 5 members of staff who had to quarantine to protect their families. And he got stopped by police. He got stopped by police apparently when he went to the supermarket, and he couldn't explain himself because he doesn't speak good enough Italian.
Why can't he live in his car?
This story gets worse and worse.
No, it's a howler. Like
he forced the move, right? He's been wanting to leave for time, no?
Yeah, kind of. I think he would have signed a new deal if they'd offered him the right amount of money.
Oh.
It was a money thing for him for the most part. He hasn't touched the ball in 7 weeks, but he's living at the training ground.
No, he's boying it. I would be on the pitch basically every day, like becoming.
Fuck that! Someone's got to move me in. I don't care.
You can go to Sanchez's old place.
There's 30 players at Inter. 30. You're telling me one man?
That's what I mean.
Yard.
That's what
my thing is more so. Wait, none of the owners or the millionaires involved have got 2 flats in Milan. You can have this one. But it sounds like he was being too polite. He didn't even ask.
Yeah.
He said, fuck it, I'll live in the training ground.
No. Someone should know. They're all in a WhatsApp group. If they're doing this, if right now we're all sitting here doing our stream, surely you'll see the back. If you can see the gym and you can see, you know what I mean, the training thing behind me, surely be like, Specs, where are you? Oh, this is where I'm staying. Nah. Someone make phone calls.
But let's say Scribs had to stay at the filthy office. Who's taking him in?
Who's got Poet's responsibility.
Yeah, me. Yeah, I wouldn't stay with Poet.
Never.
That guy will talk for so long.
Never.
I'd jump out the window.
Never.
Yeah, man.
Remember, I've stayed with Poet. In Dubai, I stayed with Poet. Where is the guy that wakes up 5 a.m. and says he's going to shop? Oh, go back bed.
Anytime I've ever traveled with Poet, It'll be some mad time of night. It'll been a long day, and it'll just be like, he'll be like, I'm tired, man. Let's just go to sleep. Let's go to sleep. I'm just like, fuck, yeah. I'm going to my room, whatever. Wake up the next day. He's walking in. You go, where did you? What the fuck? He went, oh yeah, I couldn't sleep. Tried to go sleep about 20 minutes. I went out. I went partying all night, and I'm just like, bro, your energy levels are too much. I'm tired and I slept. And then he'll just do a whole day.
Let me defend the Inter players for 1 minute. It's bad enough, yeah, being a host. But being a host during a pandemic.
With someone you don't know.
Forget about it.
Right.
Forget about it.
So I'm not. So if I've got another yard, I'm not going to put Eriksen in there because he might have corona. Is that what you're saying?
If you got another yard, yeah.
Oh, if you got another yard, yeah, big man, take that.
No, but someone should have another yard.
No, they're not going to take that.
Javier Zanetti has to have 5 or 6 properties in. You can't tell me Javier Zanetti hasn't got 5, 6 properties at Inter. Is what you're telling me, Jordy? Or
I would imagine they have closer family in them yards.
No. Let's just deep that he's actually living in the training ground.
That's an L.
He doesn't sound that upset about it either, to be honest with you.
Where is he sleeping?
Imagine Bruno was sleeping at Carrington.
That means his head is laying on cones as a pillow.
If he doesn't assist 30 in one season, next season, then I don't know what he was doing for 7 weeks. That's longer than a summer holiday, bro.
Have you guys have been to football training grounds before, though, right?
Yeah.
I went to Melwood.
They're pretty nice.
All right.
When the weather's nice.
Yeah, but I mean, like the facilities are pretty good.
Yeah.
Brighton's facilities are very good. Arsenal's, Man United's.
No, T. Facilities are nice, but during a pandemic, nowhere that's not your house is not nice. Is nice.
I agree. His family are in another country.
Imagine this: you're living in your house, then you go to Poet's front room.
You know what makes me laugh as well? The training ground could be haunted.
God, for fuck's sake.
Why does that make you laugh?
See, not because these places look nice and broad day, innit? But at night time, you start seeing these ex-pro players training from 1942. You start thinking, hold on, they're ghosts. now you're running around the place, running away from these ghosts that used to play in Milan back in the day. That is an L.
Oh my God.
Primary schools. You go into a primary school, yeah. 4 a.m. in the morning. There's kids from 1931 in there. Now the place is haunted. You must be joking.
Nah, but you know what though? Imagine no one's in there. Like, say for example, they've locked it and it's only him, and he starts hearing noises. Where do you run to?
But you ain't locking doors. If I'm there, you ain't locking. If it's haunted, you're not locking doors.
Yeah.
Because some of these players from 1931, the right back of the NM team has got pace. Hey, shut up.
I don't know.
No way.
Hey,
No way.
you would have to explain to me why it took him so long to get a house. Victor Moses is at home, right?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I think a lot of people flew back. I think a lot of people asked up front, like, look, it's getting cancelled. I just think Eriksen waited. I think Eriksen wanted to isolate from his family because he might have been sick. But I think he thought he was being smart by staying in Milan when actually should have gone back to London.
So how long?
Or Denmark or whatever.
What happened to representatives? Surely when you're making a move, they go and sort out all your housings and that. What is he got people that are what's going on?
You know what the thing is? The thing is, in Italy, they're the best at like making players settle. So they have people that's job it is to make sure they get the flat, get the house, get the, you know, there's someone to pick them up at all times, someone there to bring them entertainment, all this shit. But if you're being told, right, we're going to get your house sorted, and you're going and looking at houses, but you're playing matches, playing Europa League, doing training, whatever, and you're seeing houses, you're like, no. Ah, fuck, pandemic. Just catches up with you. Because he would have told his family as well, don't bother coming out now. Come back. You lot will move out here in the summer. After kids have done school and all that stuff, when pre-season, that's when we'll move out here. Because I'll just do the next few months just on my own, finding houses, whatever. But I can imagine that taking a long time.
I'm going on his Insta because there's no. Where is he? No, this is terrible. Where is he sleeping in the training room?
I'm going to have a look as well.
It's a good shot.
I'm going on his Insta because you can't sleep on the physio bed. Surely.
At least he's got a swimming pool.
Bro,
So now you're gonna tell me they have
He's in a car park. His last post was in a car park.
he said keep him fit.
So he's playing, but it looks like he's got his kid with him.
Oh yeah, he's got his youth with him.
So his kid's there as well.
His kid must be with him, yeah.
What's his name? What's his name, boys?
Eric,
Chris Eriksen 8.
I found him. Oh my god.
He said that the car park that he's running in is 35 meters long. So he's just running back and forth 35 meters.
Boys, he's made his kid draw on the ground at the training ground. No, boys.
I'm following him, man. I'm following him.
Boys, I'm messaging him, man.
I want to see where the story goes.
I think we should message hashtag hella space.
Oh my god.
Man. Fucking hell. Excuse my French.
Oh, look, this COVID's been fucked, but it's given us some moments.
I was gonna talk about, I forgot what I was gonna talk about. Two things came to my mind. Injury-prone players was one, and Diego Costa was two.
Okay, and what are the context of those subjects?
I didn't have a deep dive on either. But
Who's the best injury-prone player?
Oh, that's a good one.
The best injury-prone player.
Bell, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bell.
Bell was insane. Is still insane, to be honest.
But then, if you're going to say Bale, you might as well say R9.
Yeah. Well, wow. Yeah.
So let's talk about injury prone to the point that it impacted their ability to win stuff.
Was he injury prone, or did he just have a bad injury?
Yeah, like 3 in a row.
Okay.
The fact that the man had a knee injury, came back and won the World Cup, and like the following World Cup.
Yeah.
Okay. So injury prone players who never got to reach their potential.
Someone here says Royce. Royce is a shout. He's still at a big club.
Götze.
Yeah, Götze had an illness though, didn't he?
Yes.
It wasn't just injuries. He actually had like some sort of.
Do you know what? Yeah, I saw a video of Diaby's performance at Anfield, and I watched that game. I remember for those that I thought Diaby was the next Vieira. I think him personally, even when I went on YouTube and I saw the goals that he did score, he was unreal, man. I think he was a big player. He would have been one of the best players in the Premier League.
I saw that because Arsenal tweeted it, innit?
Yeah.
Highlights, and I said, "Fuck, highlights are funny because as good as Diaby looked, Gerrard looked so shit." And that's
but
when I said,
towards the latter of Gerrard's career, he was a bit like,
hey,
yeah,
what?
It was.
I'm just going to throw out there. Mario Götze had a muscle disorder which causes fatigue and weight gain.
Oh yeah, he did a bit of pounds as well.
His face definitely got that. Yeah,
that is heartbreaking.
Did you say Wilshere?
Definitely will.
Diaby.
I think the funny thing about Wilshere and Diaby though is these players, their injuries were directly resulting from bad fouls. So there's a lot of players who are just born injury prone. Like I was going to say Ledley King there, but actually apparently the injury that ended Ledley King's career he had on his debut, and it just fucked him slowly over the course of his career. Santi Cazorla being mentioned here, yeah.
I think Cazorla, man. That's one of my favorite ever players, man.
Was he injury prone, or did he have a bad injury?
The injury.
He had a couple injuries over those last few years. Yeah,
the last one that basically made him. He retired. Well, not retired. Well, he left Arsenal with it, and he was still injured. But
I think
he was so good that I think Villarreal signed him. While he was
well, Wenger had offered him a deal, but they withdrew it once Wenger left.
Daniel Sturridge.
Yeah, Sturridge is a shout.
Yeah,
I saw Sturridge was on the bench for that Liverpool-Barcelona game in that semi-final, and I saw his face. And he came on actually.
Apparently, doctors predicted that when he was like 19, they said when you hit 29, you're going to be in trouble, right?
Right, that happens. There's a few players with that. Yeah.
What about Van Persie?
He reached the heights though, didn't he?
Yeah. Once he was at the World Cup, 2012, I think it was. He was amazing.
Did he reach that height? Did he have one injury-free season?
No, way more than one. I think again, this is misremembering. I was looking at his stats. I watched some highlights of him the other day. He had a good run at the end.
3 years.
3-4 years, yeah. And then there's a year after Manchester United that granted he wasn't in our faces, but he existed.
The season before we bought him, he was unreal at Arsenal. I think him and Song, their partnership was ridiculous. Then we bought him, and then he was another level. So yeah, I think he validated his what do you call it? He's staying in the Premier League by winning the league, to be honest, because he was arguably the best player in the league at that time.
Let's look at
there's many United players that I could say that have had mad injuries that
injury prone.
Yeah, look, in terms of just to go back to Van Persie, in 2004-2005 he played 26 league games. Then he played 24, then 22, then 15. 15, I think, is where people go, wow, that injury. Then he played 28. Then he played 16, again, injury. Then he played 25. Then he played 38. Then at Man United, he plays 38, 21, and 27. Then he plays 31 and 24. These are just league games. And he even played games in Holland over the course of 2 seasons. I think people misremember a little bit because he had 2 injuries that wrapped up 2 half seasons, basically, with Van Persie. But his injuries were not as bad as I think people think they were.
Fair enough.
Owen Hargreaves in the shot, but he did reach the heights. He won the Champions League. He was a great player. It's a shame. It's a shame he's English because I don't think he'll ever be acknowledged to speak as good as he is.
Big shout. That was a good shout, Luis Saha.
Saha came off the bench against Brazil in the 2006 World Cup quarterfinal.
Nah, man, Wilshere breaks my heart.
Yeah.
Hey, but loved Wilshere. Thought he was amazing. And I think everyone can say we all watched that game against Barcelona where he was next level.
I watched it this weekend. It was mental.
Yeah.
Someone here says, did Brewster's injury ruin him? Brewster's still going to be a player.
Yeah.
That's way too early. Eric Bailly, though, I'm seeing bad signs with him. I'll be
man. One more and he's done. For me, one more, I think he's done. I think Man United won't be able to have the time to wait for him to get better.
Was Patrick injury prone? Because I didn't follow him.
I think he was overhyped prone. Just whenever he did something, people would overhype him.
Bruv, I completely forgot he had Chelsea on his list.
Yeah. What was what's his name at Bayern? Kingsley Coman.
Oh yeah.
When he came back from that last injury, he said, "If I get another one of these, I'm going to retire."
Yeah.
Bruv, every year.
Scary though, man. When you think about it, Jordy. Imagine being, as an artist, your hand keeps spraining every time you're going to perform.
Now forget that. As a footballer, like when I used to kick ball, I get injured every game. I got shit blood. Man don't even need to touch me.
People here are saying Luke Shaw. I don't think injuries have damaged. I mean, that one leg break was mad.
Yeah, that don't make him injury prone.
I don't think he's injury
prone. So I think for him, it's more of a diet issue with him.
Seems to be
that because when he first came, I remember he was nippy and lean, and then like Wiley's song, he ate all the pies. So that's
he lives with a load of friends. At least he did when I spoke to him, and I thought that sounds a bit. You cost like 30 million. I felt like you should live on your own or with your parents or something.
He's had a kid now, so you better not.
Okay, oh god, that's good. That's good. But when I spoke to him, he'd just been. That's when Mourinho had just started killing him. And he did not enjoy that.
Mourinho was so raw to that guy,
Mourinho told him. Mourinho said, "I have to stand on the pitch and control him."
But I think below him.
Didn't Van Gaal do it first though? Didn't Van Gaal say he was overweight? And then wasn't Roy Hodgson England manager and he said it as well?
I don't remember Roy Hodgson. I think Van Gaal did though.
I think whoever the England manager was said it. I don't think it was Allardyce didn't have him, I don't think. I think Roy Hodgson might have said it.
It would have been Hodgson, yeah. Did Allardyce get a game even?
Yeah, he won it, I think. I think he's 100% win record, I believe.
Is he getting a job again?
I don't think he wants one.
Is that true? I think he's going championship at best.
Listen, I bet he's got money wrapped up in some mad businesses and some horses and some stuff that this coronavirus is going to affect. So let me take that back. Yes, Sam Allardyce will be back.
What, like, and Mark Hughes and them? You know, the regulars.
I think Mark Hughes would want to be in the job anyway. But yeah, I think a lot of those guys who've got, you know, a bar in fucking Blackburn, and that's been making them peas, I reckon, yeah, Corona's going to bring them back.
Diego Costa injury prone.
Diego Costa injury prone. Someone here says Dean Ashton.
Oh no,
Yeah, he was a good player.
injured a lot, man.
Steve, I've definitely spoken to Steve-O about Dean Ashton before. I think Steve-O loves Dean Ashton. West Ham, proper finisher.
I always remember when he scored a fantastic goal against Man United.
Overhead kick, I think.
Overhead kick, yeah. Very techie. He's a techie player.
Someone here keeps saying Bellerin. I think Bellerin's just taking a little while to recover from this injury.
And obviously he's got a fashion deal as well.
Yeah.
And
He just might be not my favourite kind of player.
Robinho
was just, you know, just fell off. He's injury prone. Injuries just happen to come with all that weight gain and being a prick.
If Robinho chose Chelsea over City, his career would look different today.
Yeah, different level of discipline.
Robinho was, oh man. You know when he came to City, I genuinely was under the impression alongside a QPR team that when you spend bare money and you buy players like that, it's automatically going to work. Because I remember him and Sean Wright Phillips and Stephen Ireland, they were cold. They were like a nice little trio, but then it just didn't work, man.
It wasn't enough. It's not enough to.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, he was through that Elano era.
Yeah.
Mitch in here said Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson had way more problems than just the injuries. Capone says Recoba Inter. That's definitely a shout. Who knows what other Recoba could have been? Deco injury prone?
Don't know about that.
I don't think Deco was injury prone. Again, SA says Adriano had way bigger problems than his injuries.
The man is a rifle holder right now. It's deeper than that. It's deeper than any injury, bro. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yo, Daniel Rose?
Nah, he's had a great career.
Yeah.
Someone here said Derek Rose. Derek Rose is a shout.
Yeah.
No, that's why I said that. I don't know why. He just threw me off.
Karishma?
Well, this Charisma hit the peak of his potential. He went above his potential, actually. Shit. Faisal Ahmed says Abidal. Abidal got cancer. That's different.
This guy's a dumb.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
I like this, though. You guys remind me of players when we do this.
Ben Arthur.
Hold
Was Ben Arthur thingy? He was in it.
Injury prone?
Yeah.
I guess so. Saviola back at Barca. Yeah, but again, he's achieved. Oh, Nathaniel Klein is a shout.
Yeah.
Since being at Liverpool, he's had a howler with injuries.
I forgot he was even at Liverpool.
I forgot. What do you know what's mad though? As a football player, yeah, you know, you get into football because you love it, and then obviously you want to make money, and then it's like you're injured for maybe 2-3 years, but you're still getting paid. Where does your happiness come from then?
That's why so many get depressed, bro. A lot of players don't come back from that mentally.
Yeah.
What, being injury prone?
Yeah, like
having that big injuries.
Playing for Liverpool who are going to win the league, won the Champions League, and you're not part of that.
I watched Owen talk about it on BT Sport, and it was sad, man.
I've spoken to a player who's currently in the Liverpool team who had injury problems, and yeah, at one point last year, I spoke to. He was just so sad. He was just like, I'm happy, whatever, but it's so hard to just know that I could be out there playing and seeing this game and watching it on TV or being in the stadium, see these goals and just being like, I could be there. It's that hard to you wake up in the morning and go, right now I've got to go do my drills, my stretches and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I can't imagine it.
Kevin Streetman's a good shout, but stop spamming, bro. Stop spamming.
Shakespeare, he always spams. Just relax, man. Because the fact of the matter is that I can go all the way back here. Adam Lallana.
Oh, that's, you know what, yeah. When I went Melwood, I personally went up to him and said, I think you're an amazing player, man. I was just like, just keep at it, man. I think, because at Southampton, yeah, his feet were just, when he moved to Liverpool, I was thinking, congratulations. And then it just didn't work, man, because of injuries, man.
How come the techie English guys are injury prone?
Because they get fucking battered.
Yeah, they're doing too much, which is not the style of British football, bro. You know what I'm
Listen,
saying?
you think about that era, the 2010, 2013, 14. The mentality for a techie baller was rattle him, get into him, make him feel like you're on the pitch, as well as the fact they were playing on most away pitches. If you're a good player at a good team, well, like fucking boggy, muddy, shitty, sandy pitches. Now, pitches are pretty much universally good, universally watered, and teams aren't told to fucking go and leave a leg, leave a foot in, leave a. So players like Joe Cole, someone SA mentioned here, Jack Wilshere, Adam Lallana, these guys can actually now play with the ball. These guys can actually move around, link up play, all of this shit. Whereas back then, you were punished for having techers. You were punished for being creative.
You get clamped. But today, even with that said, today the Lallanas and the Jacks seem to always catch something. Even if not a tackle, it's like a muscular something.
Is there an example though of a player that didn't play in because that era left a legacy on those players?
Joe Cole?
Yeah, but that era is the legacy. The legacy is players like Joe Cole, Jack Wilshere. They battered their ankles, battered their knees. Now, you don't get that. You don't get that. Like players are looked after more now, and I think there's more respect between the pros. The teams that get promoted, like when Norwich came up, they were playing ball, and I think you're not going to be able to tell Godfrey to go and fucking stick it on Kevin De Bruyne because Godfrey's like, nah, because that could be me or my team's got ballers like that. Let's try and just play. Wilfred Zaha does get battered. He does. Wilfred Zaha is different though because that's all take-ons and that's all take-ons on the outside. So a lot of that's tactical fouling.
Luckily, he hasn't had a career-threatening injury. He's just a strong Ivorian guy who's got strong legs, who's able to handle it. But
yeah,
for players that don't have that, it's a lot. Sometimes tackles are coming in and you're thinking, man, this player definitely misses a sleep with someone, and he's definitely taking it out on this player because it doesn't make no sense, bro. Doesn't make no sense.
Yeah, I think a lot of players they get fouled a lot now, but there's a difference between getting fouled a lot and the kind of fouls that players were getting a few years ago.
Yeah, It's not as physical as it was.
Ryan Hughes says, "Do you think most of it is hypochondria? Like if Lallana or someone feels a tweak, they don't want to play, and it's just constant." I'm not his doctor.
I get that feeling, though, because it's like being bottled once, and then you go to a rave and the bottles are flying, and you're just going to think, nah, don't want nothing to do with this. So it could be one of those things. And remember, this career, their football is their career. It is their what helps them provide for their families. So they're probably
keeps them focused.
Yeah.
Someone says Ilkay Gundogan. That's definitely one. Ruben Loftus-Cheek.
Oh God, Gundogan. I forgot about him.
So Jason Kumas. Damn, that's old school.
We talked about Jason Kumas the other day. I don't want to bring him up again.
Oh, that's
Thomas Rosicki's in there. Yeah.
Yeah, he had other issues, though, no?
No, those are all poet lies. No, I don't. There are a lot of lies about Thomas Rosicki. I think I've never heard anyone credible say anything about Thomas Rosicki. Benjamin Mendy's a shout.
Terrible.
Yeah. Cameron Jerome at Norwich in 2015, according to ZD04. I think we're going to have to take your word for that one.
That's a Norwich fan.
Yeah. Harry's injured in that picture.
Yeah.
It's like a postcard.
Yeah, that was Harry Pinero when he was, you get me. Didn't make it to the 1999 squad, but it's what it is.
Ollie had a big injury, no?
Yeah, Ollie had a big injury, yeah. But again, he reached his peak. Thomas Vermaelen's a shout. I
really liked Vermaelen.
Jack Rodwell. Yeah, I liked Vermaelen, but he was a bit shit, but I did like him.
He looked like a nice guy. That's what it was. Jack Rodwell, yeah, man. I remember when he went to City. Done.
Yeah, it was a wrap.
I'm sorry, I never saw it.
He was good, man. He was good. You should watch some YouTube. He was actually so good.
Did Anelka have a? Because I see someone in the comments say Anelka. Did he have a mad injury?
He had a big injury, but I don't think he was injury prone though. Oh, company. But again, company hit his peak though, so it's fine. At least I just like when a player hits his peak.
At least you got a cabinet to show your career, whatever.
Exactly. At least we knew that you were great. I feel sorry for the players. It was all rumor and myth and legends.
Diaby and Wilshere, I feel sorry for most. I think.
Yeah, sad.
That is sad. Diaby, they just kept on the books for years, bro.
Yeah, kept giving him new contracts.
What annoys me about Diaby, yeah, and he could have been the start of Arsenal's, regeneration of dominance in the midfield again, because he was good at keeping the ball, very fast, very strong. And I think Vieira was literally, a lot of people say Thierry Henry was the reason why it fell off, but really it was Vieira, man. Vieira held it a lot of that stuff together. And I think the fact that they didn't have that and they haven't had that since him, yeah, that's what hurt a lot of Arsenal fans anyway.
I definitely think Diaby, if he could have played in that time consistently, Arsenal would have been in a different place. The funny thing is, I watched Arsenal versus Inter yesterday in the Champions League at Milan. And I looked at it, Arsenal between 2004 and 2006, they got rid of everybody. Thierry Henry went in 2007, but that's basically the whole team gone in 2 years. Bergkamp, Pires, Vieira, Campbell goes end of 06, Ashley Cole, Jens Lehmann. It's basically the whole. I think Lundberg and Henry are basically the last two.
What's Arsenal's most expensive sell?
It's
never anything mad,
I know.
I was thinking about that yesterday. I was thinking about when Henry went and when Vieira went, and how it should have been 40 million, but it was always 25, 23. They did their biggest sell recently. Oh, it was Ox. There you go. Thanks, Bells. Yeah, it was Ox.
Ox is the biggest sell.
Biggest financial. But that was 40 something though, right?
That's terrible for Arsenal because the players that they had arguably were world class. Actually,
it might be Mitch is right. It might be a Wobie. Yeah, Wobie was 40.
That's good business. I'll give him that.
Yeah. I mean, Chamberlain was good business. His contract was coming up. He was very unhappy. It was a one club market.
Yeah, Chamberlain was good business too. But aside from that,
do you know what? As a football fan, forget the bias of me supporting United, man. I really liked Arsenal when they was doing their thing and they had the players because they played really good football. Really, really good football. It's just sad to see that they didn't jump on the wave of the financial exploitation of money and just spending recklessly. There was never that team. And I think it's because Wenger was set in stone of finding talent and building it. And most of the players, apart from Bergkamp, weren't really household names when he bought them. They were kind of on the fringes of whatever team there was, but he could see something in them. I think, yeah, man, they were good.
I think what gets lost in the shuffle a little bit is in 2003, Roman Abramovich comes to Chelsea. So Alex Ferguson goes, all right, we need a different strategy here because if we go for a player, Chelsea are going to compete with us. They're going to have more money. It's going to be tough for us to keep winning that war. So he goes Rooney, he goes Ronaldo, he's looking at Park Ji-sung and Darren Fletcher, and he's building this team. So Man United take a step back. They dropped to third in the table, 2003, 2004. Once 2004 is over, Arsenal go, Chelsea are in the market. It's tough to maneuver. We're going to have to figure out a different way to attack this market. So they pick up a lot of players from here and there, whether it's Eduardo, Diaby, Rosicky, Toure, just smarter in the market. And Man United take that 2 years out to step back to step forward, and they step forward. Arsenal step forward again, but they never get to that top level. There was 3 teams, and they were the third of the teams. But I think it gets lost in the shuffle that what happens in 2004 is the whole thing changes. And Arsenal's approach, it wasn't enough, but it was actually pretty good when you think about some of the players they made in that time.
Yeah. There's a time that had Nasri, when they had Nasri, Fabregas, Van Persie. I thought, wow. Yeah, I was thinking, okay, cool, this team's stupid. And there would be games where it would be so hard for teams to get the ball. When Arsenal turn up, they turn up. It's just a consistency. That team never had a consistent.
And the competition was just too strong. Man United with Tevez, Rooney, Ronaldo. Come on, man. Rio Ferdinand, Nemanja Vidic. That's a piss take. And then Chelsea had the mad teams that they had in that time. Arsenal had a good team. They didn't win cups or whatever, but actually they were mostly recognized as being the most entertaining football team of that period. And they were always in the Champions League. And I think Arsenal fans, if they could go back in time, they would take that.
Yeah. It would.
What's everyone saying here, man?
I think we should probably call it. It's 2 hours 54.
Yeah, I'm not good.
Oh, this is my longest stint. On,
Yeah, man, you killed it today.
On
This was a very versatile show.
it was. We got Ian Wright in here.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I know it was him because he just followed me on Twitter.
Did he?
I know it was him.
Okay, let me check mine.
So
Yeah.
shout out, Righty.
And guys, I just want to say RIP to Jerry Stiller. Jerry Stiller, who played George Costanza's dad in Seinfeld. He was also in King of Queens. He was in that Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller's dad.
Oh,
One of the most naturally funny men on the planet. Like
He-
genius level
anything
comedian.
funny. Like you'd wait for him to say something funny. No, rest in peace, man.
Yeah, thank you, Lumos, for reminding me. But yeah, RIP to him because like when Bernie Mac died, I thought the funniest man on the planet had died.
Tiga, that's why I rock with you because for me, Bernie Mac is the funniest man ever.
Yeah,
He's in my.
but give Bernie Mac the phone book, let him read it. He's making you laugh.
Trust me.
He's in my top 3.
Just the way he talks. Like, English, bro. Like
To me, he was a genius. I think, Jerry Stiller. Once Bernie Mac passed, I think Jerry Stiller. If you said to me, someone in the world has to make you laugh right now, I'd have gone with Jerry Stiller. So RIP to him. RIP to Little Richard as well. We're throwing out a lot of RIPs. RIP to Andre Harrell.
Oh my god.
It was a bad weekend, really, wasn't it?
In Andre Harrell, man.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
There's some legends. But yeah, thanks everyone for coming in. So this week I want to try and do a trending topic, guys. Tomorrow I'm going to ask you lot, think of something random that we can all tweet at the same time and make it trend, just so we can use Twitter.
And tell your friends to come and watch the show as well. Let's try and get 3,000 likes, guys. Subscribe to the Filthy Fellas YouTube channel, and we'll be back.
Hit the likes.
Smash the like, smash it. But yeah, love you guys.
No. I was gonna say let's all tweet Ian Wright follow Jordy.
Yeah, so Ian Wright follow Jordy.
That now.
Yeah, let's all do that.
All right,
Everyone that's left in there. All right. See you tomorrow, everyone.